Ladies and gentlemen, the sounds you're about to hear is from Cool DJ Red Alert on 98.7 Kiss FM. Hey, Daddy, start it off like this.
Man, when radio was radio. Happy born day to the legend. Red Alert, Hot 97, Kiss FM. Before the change in programming, we loved radio back then, man. Sitting by the radio waiting for Red Alert to play something so you could hit record on your cassette deck. Talk about the days, man. Happy born day to the legend, man. Yo, Real DJs Matter podcast episode 2. We are here back in the building. My brother Reboot Radio, DJ Brownhornet. We got my brother Jeyone in the building, the Slice and Dicer, and the legend Mighty My in the building, y'all. Salute.
What up?
Fellas, what's good?
Man, I can't call it, man. I'm just glad to be here. Glad to be in the presence of greatness, man.
No doubt. How was y'all on holiday, man? After day 3, I was like 5 plates in, Thanksgiving plates. I said, okay, you gotta change it up.
It was lovely. It was lovely. Got to see Matt family, so it was cool.
Nice.
We got takeout out here in Vegas. The turkey was a little dry, unfortunately, so they gave us a nice gift certificate.
Okay, all right, got redeemed.
Turkey was so dry it wouldn't even stay on the fork. You'd stab it with the fork, it would just crumble.
Rough.
Wow,
that's bad.
Man, those Red Alert promos bring back such memories, especially the promos.
Yes.
Promos were so money, and Chuck Chillout had good promos too. But those Red Alert promos, like JVC Force would do, and Boogie Down Productions, man, I lived for those shits.
Yeah. And it was crazy. It was like, I didn't know for a while, like that, the one I just played, that was Premiere cutting. Like Premiere did that promo for Red Alert. I was like, yo, shoot, like, it's just, it just brings you back, man. Nostalgia so much.
Man, I mean, they shaped the game, right? Everything they was doing. Just imagine everything you're doing was, like they paved the way for all of that. They were playing music that no one liked. They didn't want to hear the record. The actual station itself wasn't really giving them love. They were, okay, you're gonna play it at night when we don't think no one's gonna listen, and yada yada yada. And they, man, look at where it's at now, right?
and not knowing we were up listening late at night.
If I'm not mistaken, and I feel like Mighty Mai would know this because Mighty's knowledge of the 80s is ridiculous. The first beef to ever start on radio in hip hop was through Red Alert, right?
Oh yeah, Kiss FM versus PLS.
Well, just even the whole like Bridges Over and all that shit. I mean, it all sparked by him playing Bridges Over on the radio, right? I think that set it off.
Because Molly and Molly was on BLS and Red Alert was on Kiss, so just the Juice Crew BDP beef was like centered there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Rest
so
in peace,
yeah,
Mr.
I think you could credit Red Alert also with starting hip hop beef. roughly. I know there was a few joints before that, but
right.
But
what's crazy? I think I remember. I think Public Enemy used it for Cole Lamp in the beginning. We plays No More Music by the Suckers.
Oh,
they went play Public Enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Public Enemy, the sample masters, the Bomb Squad. You know what I mean? Like, God.
So overlooked when we talk about producers, man.
Just so many little details still to this day that I like pick up on in those albums. You know what I mean? Especially like the first three. I mean, it was just so many layers.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other thing about the 80s also was the flavor, the style.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can hear Mr. Magic saying "smack the lipstick off the radio." Like I can hear it, you know what I'm saying? Like little subliminals, right? You know what I'm saying? Just taking shots, man. And, hey, super listeners, Mr. Magic. I mean, like from my aspect growing up, if you had a tape from New York, you were golden. Everybody had, everybody wanted to have that fresh. So and so your cousin's going to New York. Yo, I'm going. Let me go to the store. And
our friends some of the same thing. Yep.
You give them like 5 max sales, man. Record me, bring these back to me, man. I give you $20. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that was for a young DJ or anybody that just love music or love. I mean, New York was the mecca, the hub of what was going down because it wasn't being done. I mean, West Coast did start doing it, but it started in NY, man.
Right.
And so it is what it is.
I love hearing those stories, because like I said, I was here, not knowing that feeling, my friend Mark was telling me that, or Queen City was telling me that, like, yo, you go to New York, yo, make sure you go to home, yo, we need you need to bring them tapes back down, and it was
what's crazy?
Cherished to do.
The first New York tape I ever got when I was a teenager, like the first joint I ever got from somebody from New York, was the Wu-Tang album.
Wow.
The cassette tape version, the eighth dub generation of the version that they were selling before they got signed, or like as they were getting signed.
Wow.
So there was a couple of the tracks that were different, you know what I mean? Than what the actual album was. So I remember I had that eighth version dub, if you know how much hiss was in that. You know what I mean? Eighth generation, easily. I had that shit like 3 months before it came out. I got it right in like the end of June, and then that album came out in November. So
right, that's dope.
I had it that early back then. But I didn't even really know I had it. I didn't know what I had then. You know what I mean? I just know I liked it. This was like, what is this shit? I was like, does everything from New York sound like this? I was so young,
Yeah, I kind of had the best of both worlds because I was living in Philly with my dad, but my mom lived in New York and Brooklyn. So I would come up on the weekends and visit her and tape Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out. I'd make sure I'd stay up just to start the record on the B side of the tape, so you wouldn't fall asleep during the A side. That was the most exciting feeling, waking up the next day and hearing the whole B side of the tape to see what you had recorded.
Right.
The Amtrak back and forth from Philly to New York.
Right.
And that's when I would just digest everything in my headphones. And my friends in Philly loved me because I would bring home Red Alert tapes. I mean, we had great radio in Philly also, but getting those New York tapes were just something special,
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, the radio was already popping in Philly at that point too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Was it the B? Was it the B 88?
It was called Street Beat with Lady B.
Lady B,
and she had some records out too in the early 80s, but it was a really good show where the DJ's name was Jazzy Jeff and them would guest DJ a lot, but Jeff Mills, not the house guy, just this guy Jeff Mills, he was the regular DJ. and he had great taste in music. So sometimes it would overlap, like Positive K, Step Up Front, New York and Philly were playing those, but sometimes you would catch just records that were being played in Philly, just records that were being played in New York. So it was kind of like best of both worlds.
That's dope.
Nice.
That's dope, man. I know we was talking, behind the scenes. Jeyone mentioned about, asking Mighty My about, the Rawkus days, man. Like, if y'all don't know, first shout out to the chat, man. Island Girls in the building. D Cole, Tough Ass Tiff, DJ CeeLo 456. My mod Anton is showing me on YouTube as well.
Yo, CeeLo.
Data Man's in the building. Data Man. This will be having the beat battles. Bro, this dude, Data Man, if you ain't heard this dude's beats, you gotta check him out, man.
That's my brother right there. Data Man's in, aka Dr. Data, aka DJ Manifest. That's a long time, homie. We started DJing literally probably a couple months apart.
Oh, nice.
So we met early in the game. I mean, I known Dr. Data since '96.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that's the homie right there. He's been killing it in the beats, man. He's been in live bands. That man used to play all the live instruments, everything, man. He's phenomenal,
He's like a prince. He's making beats like he's a prince with it.
Yo, this dude I remember when we started DJing, he blew past all of us so fast. It was when I first met him, we all hung out and we were all terrible, right? We were still learning. 3 months later, this motherfucker's doing every scratch that Kubert could do it in '96. He was already doing it.
Wow.
In 3 months.
Wow.
It's crazy. You got to go back and look up, man. DJ Manifest, he has this mixtape, and Data, you got to let him know the name of it. I can't remember what the name of it was because he just gave me the cassette tape with no name on it. You know what I mean? But he made this mixtape back then that was all turntablism tracks, from records that were out at that time. But he broke them all down into he's cutting the kick drum, he's cutting the snare, he's cutting the vocals, all that. I mean, and then if I'm not mistaken, the record label that was going to put out Return of the DJ, if y'all remember that series, Bomb Records, they had signed that mixtape of his, and they were going to put it out as an album. I don't know if it ever got put out or what, but he could let us know. Sonic Abstractions, yeah.
Sonic Abstractions, yeah.
I remember there was this one Most Def track on there that he broke that shit down all by scratching it and stuff, and it was sick.
Yo. What city is he out of?
Richmond, Virginia.
So Missile had a beat battle, and I was in it, and I tied with him. It was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I had to go against him for the tiebreaker. I was like, oh man. But it was close, but the beat he did, it was on some Dilla shit. It was dope.
That man's been putting it down for a minute straight up. He's super talented.
Live?
Huh?
Yeah, we submit the beats. The Missile has a beat battle every month. And we submit it, and she plays the beats, and then they vote in the chat.
Okay, I was wondering if you did the beats live for the tiebreaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that would be kind of dope.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So let me ask you let me get one quick question in here because I'm old and I've already started drinking, so that's two things. I'm old and I'm drinking. So let me get this the Paul C. Get it, the Mighty My. I want to ask him about Paul C. Did you work with, may he rest in peace, did you work with him at all? Did you run across him? His process? I know you were producing early in the game, so I'm just curious. I know he influenced so many people.
Yeah. He's he's the generation before me,
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up on him and Muggs and all those guys. They're probably 5 years older than me.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? They were the ones who influenced me. I probably started making beats in I would say 91, 92.
Okay.
So they had records out in the 80s.
Yeah, it wasn't that far though behind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, you gotta think. What was because you worked with Kool Keith, right?
Yep.
And I know Paul C was instrumental in their first album, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. So I mean, him, said G. So I thought I was just curious if you actually, I heard a lot about how he was very meticulous in the studio with the sound. So I was just curious.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like during the golden era, the engineers were so important because
Right.
a lot of times the artists didn't even have drum machines or samplers.
Right.
They brought the ideas to the studio, and the engineer is the one who got it on beat. You know, DJ Doc doing all the BDP stuff.
DJ Doc's down with us.
You know? So the engineer was super important back then for knowing how to work the machines. Then it became more of a, you know, just mixing the records later in the 90s. But back in the golden era, it's like the engineer was almost as important as the producer.
Right. Bob Powers. Oh,
Yeah, you're right, and you're saying something, Ty, because you back then you heard the engineers get shouted out a lot on the records.
yeah.
Right.
You heard their names, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Real to real, Mighty Mouse said.
Down with us.
2-inch reels. Yeah. Great.
Shout out to the Twitch.tv chat room, man. What up? Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I feel like to this day, like Paul C still doesn't get the respect he deserves and the credit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I still like hear stories about joints that he like actually produced that I never knew that he produced. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You still finding out to this day, right? Ain't that
Right.
crazy? Like, you still
Right.
finding out, like, yo, he
And
did
big
that?
up Large Pro, man. Large Pro, he still champions that dude so much. And I mean, you know, like it's just dope because like Large Pro being a legend that he is, he won't let him die. You know what I mean? Like he keeps him out there. He makes sure everybody knows about Paul C. You know?
Yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely.
Shout out to Purplicious on Twitch.tv.
Yes, indeed. DJ Seth in the building on YouTube and Serious Biz from the Tribe. Salute, salute. So Dataman said, the mix never came out. He got the contract, but Dave, Paul, and Bomb had business issues. But it's on his Bandcamp, though.
Word. Yeah, go check that shit out, man. That's just phenomenal. Still, to this day, those cuts sound amazing.
So,
All vinyl, too. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Oh, so it's rich, the rich sound.
Yeah.
What's Chief One's in the building, man. Shout out to
Chief
Chief One.
One.
Yo, Chief One's, if you check out, if you ever see him streaming, says 94 mixtape or 95 mixtape, just go to his channel.
Chill.
Hours, a non-stop mixtape of like all from that year.
Oh, I believe it. Like, his mix is always
I
flawless.
forgot about this joint. I forgot about
Chief's the
call him
man.
a walking mixtape. That's the walking mixtape right there, Chief One.
Yeah, every time I listen to him play, I always hear joints I forgot about. Always.
Always. Like, damn.
Yeah, and always flawless execution, man. Once or twice, I heard him make a mistake. I was like, "Oh, he's alive! He's alive!"
Straight up. He's one of my definitely top 10 DJs of current time. Right. Straight up.
Yeah, Chief One is nice, man. That takes me, and I'm not going to get on that soapbox I was on earlier, but that's some bullshit, right? So, but anyway,
What's that? What?
just about not knowing what's going down.
Oh yeah. The numbers not lining up with the skill level. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you know, I think a lot of us battle with that shit. You know what I mean? Because like before Twitch, I never talked on the microphone when DJing.
Yo.
I always had a mic man, always.
Yo.
Like, or I just know Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would go to clubs and they'd be like, "Oh, do you rock the mic or whatever?" I'm like, "Nope, I don't need it." Like, if you know how to play the music, you don't need that shit.
Yeah.
At least that's how I learned to DJ. No disrespect to anybody who rocks the mic. I mean, look at somebody like Kid Capri. That's just a whole nother art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight up, like.
Ain't a bit of a Kid Capri
So
part, man.
no disrespect to that, but I was always fascinated with like house DJs and like the vibe that they would create. So I wanted to always just bring that to hip hop the best that I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing like hearing like a dope house DJ that like can just really make that music speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And see his reaction and the people listening to it, man. Because house is a whole nother vibe, man.
Right.
I think with a lot of us that come from like that style of DJing, like, getting on Twitch and being in front of, however many people are in front of you, like talking on the mic, being interactive. I mean, that was never me. I was the dude that like, I was attracted to DJing because I could be in that dark DJ booth back in the corner. Nobody cared about me. Like, I just play the music and that's it. You know what I mean?
You just seeing the vibe, what you bring.
Trying to translate that into this, man, it's hard. Like, I don't know, Milo wants to speak on it because, like, also legendary Vegas DJ held many club residencies, phenomenal club, part of the whole DJ AM era. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, it was just wild seeing the transformation, especially in Vegas. My first couple of years out here, like you said, I was in the corner. Nobody knew I was there. I was just making people dance as you're supposed to. That's how I came up in New York. Also in the clubs, you would be tucked away. It didn't matter what you looked like. It mattered about your song selection and your flow. And then the whole EDM thing happened, and everybody just came into the nightclub and stared at the DJ.
Right.
And I'd almost want to be on the mic and say, you know, dance with each other, converse.
Stop staring at me,
Stop staring at me. Like, what the fuck? Like, you came in here to, like, what are you doing? You know, it didn't even make sense to me. And that's how it's been the last 10 to 15 years in Vegas, just all about the DJ on stage. And so it almost becomes about how energetic that person is. It's almost like a dance-a-thon for the DJ. If the DJ has enough energy to jump up and down all night, then the crowd's gonna ride with him. You know, it's
you wear
you know,
you wear a
and I feel like that's where we're at right now with this. You know what I mean? It's the same way. Like, we got to figure out how to be energetic and like interact with the people. Like, you know what I mean? Do y'all feel the same way or?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, for me, because like I deal with a lot of stress and bullshit. The energy part for me is I'm actually decompressing. I'm actually enjoying like that part of it. Like I don't, you know, I think like I'm an old school DJ like y'all, so I grew up where we didn't talk. It's throw your hands in the air. Yes, yes, y'all. Ladies over here, brothers over there. Who runs this party? That's pretty much it. Now, people go, hey man, how was your day? How you doing? What's going on? Oh, my cat died, or my so-and-so died. I'm like, you know, so I mean, the vibe is a little different, but like for me, when I like when we're doing the Underground Railroad, and I'm like, you know what, I had a bad day, I'm choosing violence today, I fucking love those sets, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking, I choose violence, I'm playing some shit where tuck your chain, don't make eye contact, you know, and I'm telling you that, and that's where we going with it, you know? So,
yeah, I've seen a few sets where you were trying to get motherfuckers robbed. I seen that shit.
Yeah, so I mean, like, to me, that's when you have those moments where you know, it's that venue. You're on Underground Railroad. You're here for music. You're not here for entertainment. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That's second. Yeah,
you're here for the music. This is not about, you know, the popular or whatever. This is a banger, and we're gonna line them up and we're gonna mow them down.
And I just think, like, you know, just overall with like everything that has changed. You know, the music has changed.
Yeah.
You know, we had a million rappers. Now we got a million DJs. You know, you got a million songs out. You got songs that come out today. 5 minutes later, they're old. You know what I mean? There's nothing sticks anymore. You know, it's all about the clout and what you do on Instagram, whether it's good or bad. You know what I mean? Now they're actually creating stuff purposely just to get clicks and likes. It might not even be true,
right?
Because it's all about the look. It ain't about what you actually doing. So I think Twitch is part of that, because it's, you know, it's part of that culture, you know, and that's why, you know, like I said, the real ones, you know, rarely get, you know, the numbers wise as, you know, you would think they would, you know.
Yeah, I think it's just trying to figure out, you know, I know, and again, I can only speak from my own experience, is that like it's just taking something audio and trying to make it visual. You know what I mean? Because you know, Twitch is a visual platform. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just like I feel like people just get bored of seeing me stand there and DJ for an hour. So I try to make some cool shit that hopefully they like or whatever. You know?
Right.
You know, I'll say this for me, my own personal formula is, this is what the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
Whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you come to my stream, I have people say, oh, you scratch too much. Well, B, you're in the wrong stream. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. We scratch over here. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, like, I'm like, this is going to be, it's my stream, and this is what we're going to do. Like, and I understand that it may not be, I'm not going to be the popular voter. I'm not going to win, you know, like blah blah blah. But when I shut the stream off, I'm good with the set. I'm good with the music.
Yeah, that's all that matters at the end of the day.
I have fun, man. I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to drink brown liquor. I want to play music. You know what I'm saying? And I want to laugh and have fun. And like the closest I can get to a nightclub in this room, then I'm good with that. Because that's what I want to do in a nightclub. If you're in a nightclub with me, I'm gonna drink. We're gonna talk shit, and we're gonna have fun. You know what I'm saying?
That's your vibe. Yep.
I'm gonna pass that energy to people listening. But you know, like I'm not. You know, like whatever anybody else does in their stuff is what they do. And I just realized that, okay, this is my lane. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm doing. And
that's what I love about Twitch. It kind of brings out your real essence, right? Because it's like I'm playing stuff that I loved when I was 15 years old, and I'm not going to compromise. And if you don't want to hear a Steady B a cappella over a Mobb Deep instrumental, like you said, this is the wrong stream for you.
Yep.
Just have 25 people watching me in the middle of the day on a Thursday. It's
I'm good.
In itself, right? You're asking somebody to watch you on their phone or their computer, DJ in the middle of the day, playing the most obscure hip hop shit. So even 20 people watching you, to me, is an accomplishment in itself, because you're saying I'm not going to compromise. I'm not going to play commercial shit. You know what I mean? I'm going to play what I want to play.
Facts. I was going to ask you that, Mighty Mind, because I know, like, especially with the underground show, man, you be playing some ill edits, like, and I know you do edits, you do beats, and I'm trying to figure out, damn, which is that a beat he did, or is that from something, you know, that I'm trying to recognize? Like, where did you start? Because I got my inspiration from Ron G, listening to Ron G mixtapes, and him creating stuff out of, you know, taking pieces of different records. And he'll make a blend out of it rather than just blending, you know, a breakbeat and an acapella. Like he was doing another step with it. Like what was your inspiration, like starting to do blends?
I used to love hearing DJ Clark Kent play Molly's show on BLS, and he would do these blends for like 2 minutes long, like Cheryl Lynn Encore over Ultramagnetic Mo Love's theme. Shit like that, like crazy blends for 2 minutes live on the radio. And I was like, wow, I couldn't even get close to that at the time, you know. But then I started putting out these bootlegs in the 90s where I would take like the rapper's famous beats and put it under for a posse cut. Like I did a Crooklyn Dodgers one and a D&D All-Stars one. We would press them up on vinyl. So that's kind of like where I got the early inspiration for doing blends, you know what I mean? And I've kind of always been into doing alternate versions of things, just because being in the nightclub for all those years, I would kind of get sick of the original version. And I know there's a lot of DJs who think you're supposed to play it exactly how it comes out of the mastering plant. I know there's a whole league of DJs that think playing mashups are actually like sacrilegious, but I don't know. Like I'm kind of the other way, where I'm like hearing the same Jay-Z song for the 750th time. Like, it's not to me either. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mad respect to you, Mighty Mike. Mad respect. Man.
I said that about the. I didn't mean to cut you off, Rebo. Real quick about so the radio down here. When I moved down, I'm in Georgia, and I'm like, oh shoot, they got an old school hip hop station, bro. They're playing the same commercial old school songs. I'm hearing Juicy 8 times a day. No disrespect to Biggie. I'm hearing Cream, the most popular Wu-Tang song, 5 times a day. Like, y'all ain't even digging in the old school?
Hey, you know what I would say to that, Taki? They need to support Full Blast and Reboot Radio.
Hey, that's how we started our station.
They need to support these smaller streams that they got hands-on programming going on. You know what I'm saying? Hands-on programming, man. Black Steel, digital analog, all of that. But I mean, I'm with you. But I think that's like that ties into what you were talking about earlier about the social media impact. You know what I'm saying, with music. And, I mean, if we talk about how, the Force Tour went out here and kicked ass with old artists, right? People would say, guess what? Them cats just getting off the LL Cool J Rock the Bells tour. I mean, cruise, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all them washed up cats. So
Sold out the New York State of Mind every concert.
Sold out, yeah. Wu-Tang just traveled all over the world and sold out all their venues. So that, you got these new mumble rap artists that are out here, man. Hey, guess what? About to be a lot of gold on sale for free, a lot of platinum on sale. Records ain't selling no more, man. Hey, mama, I know I bought you this crib, but we're gonna need to downsize. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That music doesn't have longevity, and I would say like to having somebody like Mighty Mai sitting in here tonight, when you were making music in the 90s, I would say. And you tell me if I'm wrong, but I would say you wanted to make sure your sound was not like anyone else's sound. Am I wrong or am I right?
No, you're right. I mean, especially my rapper, like Mr. Eon, like we're going to just be like true to who we are. So if that meant talking about sports and porn and shit like that, like that's what we were going to do. We weren't going to try to like sound like Ghostface or this whole genre of rappers who tried to sound like Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? Like that wasn't going to be us. So it might not have been your cup of tea, but like we kind of made sure we just like stayed true to who we are, and that was being influenced by a lot of hip hop. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he has tons of lines about old school rappers and obscure Philly rappers because that's what we knew. So that indie era was interesting because it was almost like a revolt on commercial hip hop. That's when Puffy was at his biggest with the shiny suits, and it had gone away from the Mobb Deep sound more to like a commercial club sound. So that's how really that whole Fat Beats indie era sprouted. It was an answer to that. Like there's some hip hop that doesn't sound like that. So I guess we were part of that whole movement.
I wish Rawkus was like. Do you think Rawkus like they were out at the wrong time? Like because like if they were out now, like you got Mellow Music Group, you got all these dope underground that are being supported, that are able to thrive without radio. Do you think Rawkus would have like still been popping like if they were out like now?
Well, this is what happened with Rawkus. They had their own lane, right? And it was going beautifully. And they had all this major financing behind them. So it was almost like major label financing, but they were making records like Mos Def and stuff like that. So it was really like its own beautiful thing. And then they kind of, when Simon Says blew up on Hot 97, they got a little caught up in that whole world and having to make radio records. So they signed Kool G Rap. And instead of making a Kool G Rap album for $100,000 and getting large pro beats and, people like that, they decided to get Timberland beats and Neptunes. And it just didn't fit, like that's not really the G Rap sound.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning of the end. And then they got sued for the Simon Says sample by, got Godzilla. So they had to take all the Pharaoh Monch product off the shelves. And that really like killed them like retail wise,
Wow. Damn. See, they try to you got a little taste of the radio.
Right.
And they didn't want to.
And then when they did that MCA merger, they got that Kanye-itis, you know what I mean?
Right. MCA?
When they merged with MCA, yeah. When they changed the label, the Rawkus label and all that stuff, that's when they were trying to put out the second half of that Cool G stuff. That was when they were putting out the Talib, Get By, all that. I remember they had, I thought it was a fire record, but they had that one R&B group on there. I can't remember the name right now, but they used the beat to Back At You by Mobb Deep, and they put Cool G Rap on that shit, and that shit was fire. Yeah, it was. Hold on, I could find out. Hold on.
You got me with that one. See? That's why we got y'all on here.
You are.
That's my era right there. You know what I mean? Like,
they had that R&B hit with the joint that on High Tech's album. Remember how good that was?
The Round and Round joint, yeah. And then they did the remix. They put Meth and Red because they were like the hottest shit at the time, like on that. So that was still cool. That remix with them on it was cool, from what I remember. Like, I got tired of that song quick. I loved it when it came out, but I remember like it just got burnt out quick.
Everywhere, everybody.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that shit was banging.
But I always felt like they put out that high tech album late. Like it should have came a little earlier. You know what I mean?
Really?
Man, high tech, man. That's another one, man, right there.
Yeah, he's kind of like stepped off the planet, though, right? I mean, I
haven't heard him lately, but
well, he produced that big Anderson .Paak song. You know, the really good one with the Israeli sample.
Mm-hmm.
He did that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
See?
Big Anderson .Paak hit.
Oh, shoot. See?
Oh, yeah. So it was when Rawkus signed Rel.
Oh, Rel.
Yeah. The song was called Like I Do.
Rel from Rockefeller? Okay.
Yeah.
That's how he ended up with Rockefeller. Yo, Rel was nice, though.
I like Rel.
Was nice, man.
Better Love, that was the joint right there.
Yeah. And he's got another joint. They sampled Do It Till You Get It Right. The drums from Do It Till You Get It Right over the top of it. And then they had keys in it.
The one with MOP? Was it Rel and MOP?
This is on Rockefeller.
Oh, okay.
Rockefeller, y'all. And Jay-Z, I can hear it in my head. And Jay-Z's doing the intro. Keep going. I'm old. It'll come to me. But I can hear it in my head. I played a lot.
Like the high tech and the other dude, the guy from Chicago. Commons.
No OD, no ID.
No ID, man.
No ID.
Yeah. Those dudes are like, they're just so different too, with they sound.
Yeah, and No ID was nice on the mic too. I mean, I guess he still is, you know what I mean? But also there was a dude from their crew, Infinite.
Oh, Infinite, yeah, Doug Infinite,
yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Yo, Infinite was the shit.
Yeah.
Oh, DJ Boney said "Love for Free."
That's it.
Yeah. That's the
Thank you, DJ Boney. Salute.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when they put out that joint on Rawkus, they did the remix with Cool G. Man, that shit sounded right.
Word.
Yeah. You remember when we put out the singles from Sound Bombing? There was like 5 different singles.
Oh man.
Yep.
Man.
They all made up the train. Right.
They were conceptual as a label, which was pretty cool. You know what
I
mean?
Yeah, I think they definitely brought the class to underground at that time. Like all the releases were like coherent. They all kind of doing the same label. Everything was clean, but looked very futuristic at that time. It was like it was super super dope.
Yeah.
And I felt like you guys, I don't know which one came first as far as the influence, because I know you guys eventually got signed to Rawkus, but with Eastern Conference, I always felt like your guys' stuff was very clean looking too at that time compared to a lot of stuff.
Well, think about how angry they were when we put out a record that had LP and Mos Def on the same record. That's like their 2 stars,
Right.
They were excited. They thought y'all was grabbing them. So. Oh man.
I mean, Mos Def was a huge star. I thought, like his potential. He's almost like the male Lauryn Hill in a way. Like a great one classic album, was about to blow up as an actor, and then for some reason just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, yo, on Eastern Conference, the Mad Skills, the Lick the Balls joint. Did you produce that? I can't remember. Okay.
I think Lonnie B maybe.
Was it? Okay.
But it's just a flip of the Slick Rick shit,
Right. I was just trying to remember because, like, that was around your time where you were killing it with the joints, like you were saying, where you make like the bootleg remixes and stuff. I remember you had the one joint that was the official joint on the Eastern Conference All Stars.
Yeah.
Where you did you had the Mighty My remix on there. That was my favorite version to play. That was my shit.
Yo, so the High and Mighty, right?
Right.
You got the track I sent y'all?
Yeah. You talking about an email?
Yeah. So I did a project. I did that like 2 years ago. I was like, oh man, I want to take some more high play samples and then put some Mos Def and Talib on it. And that joint had skills in the High and Mighty, and I'm like, I had this shit all this time. I'm like, yo, that's Mighty My. Like I like put it. It was just weird. I just had it and I put it together. That's why I was like, let me just send it.
Crazy.
Dope.
I'm gonna play it.
That's what's up.
We also put out that, you remember that Aaliyah that had the Super Friends on it with Mad Skills and Lonnie B and Danger Mouth?
Oh.
Right, and then it ended up becoming the official remix, right?
Yeah, but we put out that bootleg, and
right,
it sold like 50,000 copies, man.
Nice.
Wow.
I had the bootleg. That's one I had.
Yeah, I gave the DAT to Flex. I feel like that's the most relevant I ever was.
Word.
when I gave that remix on DAT to Flex.
If I'm not mistaken, I could still picture it. The first pressing, the label was red, right, with black writing.
Yep.
I still remember that shit. Yep.
That
big ups to Lonnie B, man, Mad Skills, Danger Mouth, the whole Super Friends.
Danger Mouth got signed to Missy off of that verse.
Right. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yep. Chris Camouflage TV said, "What's up, y'all? My man DJ Jeyone from Hot 102.1."
Camouflage Chris, what up?
Man, shouts Chris Camouflage on the building. Salute.
Word up.
And shout out to everybody coming through on that Twitch.tv, man, and supporting, man. I don't know what's going on the YouTube side, but, man, Twitch is in the building strong.
Yeah, man.
Strong.
Got second show, you know?
Word.
Talk about some crazy shit for me. We were just talking about the Super Friends. The crib I lived in before this one, just before I moved, Mad Skills was my neighbor, like by accident.
Oh!
I just moved, and then, like, I went outside one day, and he's, like, leaving in his car. He was like, J1? I just somebody yelling at me. I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I look over his fucking Skills. I was like, "God damn!"
Yo,
so big up the Skills, man. Yo, straight up.
Skills is dope. I remember I saw him do that. It was Jazzy Jeff doing the do over. 213. This was like when Jazzy Jeff was playing the samples, you know,
right,
and playing the records for it. Like everyone was like doing them,
right.
And Mad Skills was hosting it on the mic, and Questlove was there.
Word.
And Jazzy Jeff throws on the damn Jessica joint, the Shook Ones. And everyone's sitting there like, and even Questlove was like, Mad Skills on the mic, and all of a sudden you hear doom, 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 doom. Questlove looking at his laptop, he looks at him and goes, yo! Like looking at the dude like an alien, like, where the fuck you get it? Then all of a sudden you hear you know how it starts Shook Ones, so all the killers in the 100, and the whole place just erupted. And Mad Skills like, yo, it was crazy. It was crazy. Shout out to Mad Skills, man.
Yo, I got a super hilarious Questlove story. So, as we all know, right? So this was back in like '99 when they're on tour for the Next Movement album. What's it called? All Things Fall Apart.
Oh yeah.
So I'm opening up a show for The Roots and Outkast. Outkast is touring the Aquemini album. So it was a college down in Norfolk, VA. They're performing outside at the stadium or whatever. I'm opening up, and the promoter specifically hired me to open up and do like a 15-minute turntablist set. Because I just won, like, at this college, I had just won their big DJ battle. So it was like, you know, they're like, J1, our battle champ or whatever, blah, 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 right? Well, it just so happened at the time, the beat juggle that won the battle for me was me beat juggling the Roots Next Movement.
Oh, shoot.
So as we all know, it's taboo to play the artist's music like before, literally right before it's about to go on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's right at the end of my set. It's like 3 minutes left. I'm like, fuck, should I do it? So I just was like, well, it's a beat juggle. They probably won't care, right? That's what I'm thinking because I'm not playing the song. I'm because as soon as I drop that, the sound man just cut me off. Like literally, I think it played 2 seconds, right?
Wow.
I fucking turn around and Questlove is right beside me, and I'm like, dude, it's just a beat juggle. I'm not gonna play a song. I promise. Can they cut me back on? And he just was like, sorry.
They pulled that Hurricane G like, yo, man, what the fuck?
But it was super hilarious because, like, I'd only been DJing like 3 years at that point, like 2 or 3 years or whatever. So, like, I knew that rule already.
Right.
But I was just like, fuck it, it's a beat juggle. They'll be all right. Nope. It didn't even fly. Oh, man. I felt like they were so pissed at me. They were like, who is this fucking amateur? You know what I mean?
They had to give him instructions, yo. If you hear the DJs play any of our songs.
I mean, it was like 2 seconds, man. He cut that shit.
He was all over it, huh?
Right, he was over. Dead silence. It's probably like 10,000 people in the stadium, and they're just staring at me like, what the fuck? Because, they're looking at me like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah,
because they were feeling the setup to that point. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's cheering. I'm doing like body tricks and scratching and shit. You know what I mean? Everybody's going crazy. And then I just dropped that record and zoom, goes silent. The whole place was like, whoop. And then everybody sees Questlove like, oh well. And I'm pretty sure in my head I still hear like the entire arena just laugh.
Oh shit, that is hilarious, yo. Where do you get
Big
your
Al on Twitch TV? Salute.
I tried to go up to their tour bus afterwards, like apologize and shit. I felt so bad, but whatever. I ended up opening for them like some years later, and it was all good. So it was cool.
Where'd you get your how'd you practice, man? Get so quick? Cause let me let y'all know, man, in the chat, especially on YouTube. This dude Jeyone, man, like when he cuts, it's like you ever see the ninja when they slice
supersonic
yo, his shit is like so clean and crisp. Like
best chops on Twitch.
He throws them out like I mean, this is like
he the type of DJ like you do some shit, you like, yeah, I did my set, it came out good. Then you raid him and he starts doing the cut, you like, all right, I got to go back and do some more practice.
That's more than just muscle memory.
Yeah.
There's a couple there's a couple monsters on Twitch. I said this before, man. J1's a monster. Whoa. Shouts to DJ JC ATL. He's a monster, man. There's a couple dudes that these dudes are proficient at a super high level, man, and the creativity. It's like you don't have to scratch subsonic. But at the same time, everyone's got a chamber. That's what I like about the Underground Railroad. You got like Mighty Mize coming with something that's different. J1's coming with something different. JC's coming with something different. You coming with something different. And then when they get to me, we get to drink brown liquor and act super. You know what I'm saying? Like we limp through my little set and we go on to the next guy. You got Chief One walking in, J Tech. I mean, it's some super talented DJs, man, that are working at a high level. But what's even better is that they got the crates.
Yeah.
They got the crates. That's what, to me, it's not about, you said it earlier about Chief One. There's certain DJs, you want to listen to because they're about to break something you hadn't heard in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, ending it with Phil Skills, man. Phil Skills in the 10th Planet.
Word.
Man, that voice he got, man. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
His voice, the setting, you know what I mean? The vinyl, like, it's like perfect. Like that's like underground radio, like, you know what I mean? Like,
this is the
10th whole vibe.
Give me all your money, you sons of bitches.
Plus, it's like he's like, not only does he have everything on vinyl, he's like, which pressing do you want to hear? You want to hear the colored version? Or you want to hear the red version? I got it on red vinyl. I got it on white vinyl. I got it on yellow vinyl. He got all the pressings of everything too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That man got deep craze for sure.
But that's what I love about the Underground Railroad. That it's people, it's done right. I don't know how I want to say it.
It's way different than Boom Bap Mondays. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
So, like whenever I do Boom Bap Mondays, like I feel like the need to play 90s shit and not 80s shit, right? But on Underground Railroad, I'm just like, people need to hear these Stetsasonic records just as much as they need to hear these Woo records.
Word. Cutmaster DC. They need to know. Yeah.
Straight up.
I catch them slipping. Every now and then to throw something in there too. But yeah, you got to. You got to, man. I mean, it is what it is. It's like it's a pedigree being set.
That's part of what I love about Mighty Mize sets too, is that not only is he killing it with the blends, pretty much the entire set, blend after blend after blend after fucking dope blend. He's dropping knowledge every track. Like, this beat was produced like this day. They used this machine, and I'm pretty sure it was this temperature outside, and like knows every detail about the recording of every record. And being the nerd that I am, and my 80s knowledge is not that great, so I love listening to him DJ and talk. Like, I'm like, oh, this is so dope.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Like, I love it.
When we were putting out Mad Skills and Tame One and those guys on Eastern Conference, like, that was a big deal to them that me and Eon had like the kind of hip hop knowledge we did. right? Because like, you know, they weren't necessarily like coming to us on the artistic level, but it was important to them that the people who they were putting records out like knew
they shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. You wasn't just some fly by A&R that's just trying to get your little bonus check and don't know nothing about the culture.
Right.
You know, and there's, you know,
and plus, I mean, let's keep it really real. Back in the, you know, mid, especially early 90s, there weren't a lot of white dudes in this shit that really knew about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, it was a lot to get respect from people back then. You really had to know your shit. Like, you really had to love this shit.
Ross, yeah, you're right.
Right. It was like, you know, it wasn't you just go buy a laptop and download some music and now you're in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember one of the first times I ever went to DJ at a club, they didn't even want to let me in. I was like, yo, I'm a DJ. They're like, yo, somebody got to come out here and get you, man. You know, the security dudes are at the door. We're like, there's some white dude out here with records talking about he's DJing tonight. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that shit happened to me numerous times.
Yo, that's an interesting perspective, though. I'd like to hear some more stories about that, Jeyone. Real talk.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, I came up in like in Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, DJing, whatever. Yo, the clubs in Norfolk, VA, Norfolk, VA is like a Navy town, right? So a lot of transit. So the thing about VA, especially back in the 90s, is like, I mean, 50% of the population seemed like it was from New York. So like, it was just a lot of people moved down here. You know what I'm saying? Like there was like this big flood, like after the whole Teddy Riley shit, like a lot of motherfuckers came down here. As you hear like Jay-Z talk about that shit all the time. You hear about Wu-Tang talk about that shit all the time. Like when Cass was going out of town, that's what they're talking about coming to was Virginia. You know what I mean? So it was just those heads were heavy in the game. So I mean, we had some spots. Like people would come here to do shows and like, I mean, it was in the 90s, the hip hop scene in VA, especially Virginia Beach, Norfolk area, Hampton, Newport News, it was popping.
Right.
But so, you know, but it was also like most of those cities, I mean, Virginia Beach is Virginia Beach, but like Norfolk is not a lovely place. Like Newport News is not a lovely place. You know what I'm saying? So like these clubs, I mean, you got real gangsters in there at night and stuff like that. So I mean, it's like it was just a different time, man. You gotta know how to play. You gotta know about the shit. You know what I mean? And it was just like I can't even. It was a different time, and I'm sure Milo can say the same. I mean, coming up in Philly and New York, I mean, there just wasn't like a lot of white dudes in it at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also that were respected, like because they were real with the shit.
Right.
I mean, big ups to like people like Dante Ross and like DJ Riz and like Mighty Mai. Straight up.
You worked with DJ Riz, Mighty Mai?
Yeah, we did a lot of residencies together in New York.
Dope.
One place was called Expo, and we were up in this. It was like on 53rd Street and 6th Avenue. I think it became the Kit Kat Club after, but we were in the Sky Room where there was plexiglass, and we were spinning to like this VIP room. Maybe it held 150, 200 people. But there was this plexiglass, and it looked out over the main room where usually it was house music or it'd be like Flex, somebody really big. But the promoter was from Staten Island. He actually became Ghostface's manager, this guy named Lord Mike. And it was his party. It was so it was Staten Island heavy. So me and Riz were up there. One week I would open for him. The next week he would open for me. I mean, it wasn't even called opening then. It's just he did the early part. I did the late part. That we switch off. And we would just be dropping Wu-Tang album cuts. And the VIP room would be going crazy. It was insane. It was one of my favorite parties, actually. But it was just so weird because it was like a white Staten Island crowd. Losing their mind to Wu-Tang.
Right. But that's, I mean, me and Reboot was talking like about like when they had the DJ contest, and and some people were like, yo, how come, there should be more women DJs and this and that, and we're like, yo, like, as long as you dope, like I don't care, and I just feel the same with like white people in hip hop. Like I was like, yo, y'all are dope. I don't be like, oh, he's white. Nah, he's dope. And he knows hip hop. Just like if you a DJ, you dope. Don't care what color you are, what women or man or woman. If you dope, you dope. represent.
That's how you always knew the real heads. The real heads were like that. Even back then, like the real heads were like, if you just love hip hop, it don't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was part of the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop used to bring people together, not separate them like it does nowadays.
Yeah.
Like hip hop used to like attract people to it. Like, damn, I want to do this shit, and there was rules to it. And it's just like as long as you follow the rules, you were accepted.
Facts.
You know?
Yeah.
Big facts.
Man, shout out to DJ Lou Diamonds on the Twitch.tv. I see you in there, fam.
Oh, Lou Diamonds, salute.
Yeah.
Another dope DJ.
And that's kind of why I want to talk about it a little bit, Jeyone, because, you know, I'm on Instagram a lot. I know, man, shouts to Rob Swift. You know, he's kind of like champion the inclusion part of it. And you got some folks that feel like, well, you know, we started hip hop, or they started hip hop, someone started hip hop. And hip hop, the reality is, you know, it's a culture for everyone.
Right.
And I think that's, you know, like, you got to be careful if you don't know the history, or you know, are not willing to learn the history, then you'll skew it. You mess it up. You mess it up. And I think hip hop is now old enough that we have to be careful. That's why it's important for Mighty Mai to talk about some things that, you know, he may have lived or experienced, or you, Jeyone, or you, Tiger, or even myself, folks that were involved in the game in the 80s and the 90s or whatever, because that's the responsibility we have with the culture. You know, be careful. You know, like I saw an interview with Dr. Dre, and he talked about, you know, he really, you know, like the young kids talking about the production today was, you know, like they used what they had back then, and these kids are using what they have now. And I kind of struggle with that, because I feel like now, you know, I make beats, I'm in producing. It's way more options out there now for a sound than it was. When you think about it, Mighty Mai was speaking on it a little earlier that, you know, you really had to have your engineer was making the sounds for you. Now we can mix, master, do a whole thing. I do it right here.
You don't need this
I do
anymore,
it right here in my studio. I can take care of everything. So if
not even plugged in.
Yeah, if you're trying to tell me, you know, that no, they're not. They got more opportunity to be even more creative, and they're doing less with it because they want to.
And it just sounds trash. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's hurting their sales. You know, people want to see some different shit now. You can only auto tune so much, man. How many times can you say yeah on a hook? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I could talk on that subject for so long and get super nerdy about it, but man, for me it's hard to say what should have happened with the entire culture of hip hop. You know what I mean? But I think it's like easy to break it down into DJ community. Where we lost our way was as Serato came out, and I love Serato, don't get it twisted. It's not Serato's fault. But what happened was, as a community, we let the foundation slide away as DJs. Like, we should have fought harder to be like, all right, look, this is the foundation of what it's about. 2 turntables, a mixer, and some vinyl. Now, we can expand on that, but always know, like, this is the foundation, and if you can't do this, then you can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, it hurts me every time to hear legendary DJs go, well, it's just all about embracing technology. Sync buttons and all that shit, right? Sometimes embracing technology can ruin your art form. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look what it's done to DJ culture. It's taken the soul out of this shit. Now, I'm not mad at anybody who uses sync. And like I said, I love Serato. Serato opened up a whole new world of things. I mean, look, your version doesn't sound like this, wouldn't exist without Serato. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a certain level of technology is cool, but I feel like the technology will be fine as long as you make sure that people understand that this culture has a foundation and everybody should be involved in that foundation.
Think about it, J1. They tried to get, when the Serato came out, like you said, they should have kept the foundation. They tried to get rid of vinyl. Like, it was to a point where it was dead.
Well, I feel like the OG Serato heads, like that guy Sam, and there was some other dudes there in the very beginning. I feel like they were vinyl heads, right? And they were definitely trying to always bridge the gap between the two. And then I feel like when those original heads left the company was when that's when it turned from Serato Scratch Live and to scratch DJ, because then they just wanted to aim it towards anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They tried to completely get rid of turntables. They tried to completely get,
controllers, all that shit.
Industry. Yeah, they just, then vinyl all of a sudden made a, resurgence.
Right. And, I'm not faulting, like, the DJ community, but, like,
Oh, I got a problem with the DJ community.
What I'm saying is, like, I think the reason why it kind of, I mean, I want to hear what you got to say. I just want to finish what I was saying and get it done, because I want to hear what you guys got to say. But, I lost my train of thought now. God, now I'm old, drinking, you know what I mean?
I'm sorry. That's why I apologize.
What I was going to say was, I felt like all the legendary DJs, everybody who was like at the forefront of DJing at the time when Serato came out, we were so fascinated by it that we didn't even realize there was this whole group of like dudes who were just getting Serato, like, and downloading iTunes and becoming DJs. It was like all these like cornballs that couldn't be DJs before Serato were now all of a sudden starting to become DJs. And we were all so wrapped up in like enjoying Serato because it was so awesome that we didn't see that wave coming in until it was like in. And right. I'm sure like Mighty Mai probably saw a lot of that in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like, people DJing that shouldn't be DJing because they're celebrities and all that shit. Like, that whole wave came, you know what I'm saying? All that came from Serato.
Hilton. Well, also just the plain out, obvious shit is that now everybody had every record.
Right.
Right? Like, before it was all about your record collection.
Yes.
Right. I would go to flea markets in New York at 5 a.m. coming right from DJing until 4 a.m. because I wanted to be the first one there to go through the classic section to get a Prince promo.
Right.
But when Serato came out, now everybody had every record. So that was like the blatant, clear, like, shit, like your record collection means nothing now.
Right. You had the white label where you had something exclusive. Now everyone got the white label exclusive.
So, and it also seemed like that was the beginning of skills not mattering anymore. Like, I felt like, to be even a good club DJ, you had to have a certain skill level, and along with that, with the whole dilution of music, like you said, like, everybody has every record now. It didn't matter if you were good or not. Like, you know what I mean? Like Kid Capri, who's arguably one of the best, if not the best, club DJ ever. As we talked about earlier, his whole mic game is phenomenal. But like, he still would like cut it up.
Yeah,
he wasn't like necessarily known for that, but he would still cut up like break beats and stuff, keep him going for a little while, scratch just the right amount, all that stuff. I mean, he was still a skillful DJ,
right? And he still does
it was just
that.
Like
he did that with the verses with Kane and KRS.
He was what was it, Def Comedy Jam?
Oh man, he used to kill it on there.
What?
That was one of my first inspirations. Like, I used to watch that shit and be like, I want to do that. Like, I want to do that. Like, I barely knew what a turntable was. I knew what records were, but like, I was like, yo, I want to do that. Like, that shit is crazy. He would kill it on there.
So what you gonna say, Reboot, about what Jeyone was saying about?
Hey, thank you, because man, I was being a good boy over here, man. I was like, money, man. The ADHD kicks in for me. Long story, man. Shouts to DiBiase. I see you in there eating in there, man.
Salute.
DiBiase, what up?
What up, fellas?
I got a problem with the DJ community for this though, because like I'm even now I'm looking at some of the social media comments about you've got celebrities that are okay with the sync button, right? Sync button takes skill level out of the play, and to me we should have took a position on that, but I feel like we were already compromised because you had DJs that were already getting endorsements, already taking money from these companies. So of course they're not going to say anything. You know what I'm saying? What we better be mindful of, and like with Mighty Mai being in Las Vegas in a big venue, like you're already seeing celebrities coming in and DJing, and they're not even doing the fucking set. They're not even playing the music. They're playing a damn zip drive that somebody else mixed for them. I mean, at what point is it that the celebrities that signed off on some of this shit, that are getting a check from Panasonic, that's getting a check from whoever, that's saying, oh, I don't mind the sync button, just be dope. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But guess what? When you start losing gigs, because now that promoter realizes instead of paying you your fee, whatever it is, I can pay Joe Blow out here and I can still do this event. It's gonna bite you in the ass then, my friend. You know what I'm saying? And I get that you got a house, you got building, you got all that, and I'm not like being a super jerk about it. I'm just being candid. That's how we lost it. We could have went on that one end and said, look, man, certain things you got to have if we're going to support your thing. And one of it is we got to protect the hours that we put in to get to a certain skill level. Mm-hmm. When you got a sync button or you've got a scratch button,
yo, that's crazy. That's even crazier to me. A button you push that makes a scratch sound. Like
when that device came out and it was endorsed by that shit broke my heart that day, man. Like so.
Hey, thank you, and I respect.
It broke my heart.
His name out of it too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, dude, that same shit can come back and bite you in the ass, my friend. You eating right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But if your events, they start looking at, okay, well, we're not going to, we can get this dude over here and we'll get him to do it, Joe Blow, and we'll pay him half of what we're paying you, and we'll still pack this place. You be careful. Just be careful. So I think, to me, we got to be outspoken about it. We got to be outspoken. And I'm not saying like I can beat that dude in the battle because he'll wax, buff, and Simonize my ass out to Mr. Magic. But I'm like, reality is that, dude, sometimes you got to be honest about where we at with it and what we want to be.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's funny, though. We're living in the upside down because whenever you see somebody hating on somebody for using sync, all the comments are always negative towards the person who's criticizing the person.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you phony, you use sync.
Oh, you old. Yeah.
Why are you hating on them for using sync? So what?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like the so what is it takes out the performance anxiety out of performing. There's no other thing where you go onto a stage and all your performance anxiety isn't there because you're using a button. It doesn't exist in any other performance, right? A violin player can't get up there and hit sync and all of a sudden his hands are moving for himself.
I want one of these sync DJs to do this. Today, earlier, I was doing a set and I was thinking of some mashups to do with some R&B joints with a break beat. You know what I mean? Kind of like a roller skating remix type shit. And I was mixing Stephanie Mills Put Your Body in it. As I'm mixing it, they wasn't using beat machines. They're using real instruments, so the tempos keep changing. So you gotta actually blend it with your hand. Let one of these DJs push the sync button and watch what happens. You try to push the sync button on one of those records. That shit gonna sound like straight mud.
And you know what? And they're gonna stand right there, and that shit's gonna sound like sneakers in a washing machine, and they're not gonna know what to do. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna know what to do.
Yep. You gotta DJ. You gotta, we DJ with 2 records where you pushing the record forward or you slowing it down with your finger on the side of the turntable platter to make sure it's staying in sync. This the sync button right here. These hands right here, or the pitch. So
and you had to have that skill to know how to slow it down or speed it up just right so it doesn't sound super crazy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You don't want it to be like la 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 la. You know what I mean? You had to once you heard that one snare go off, you had to figure out very quickly how am I going to fix this without it sounding like shit? You know
on the fly.
Right. You got to know when to pull the trigger. Pull the shoot. You got to say, okay, I'm out. This ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I will do during my sets, depending on how far along I've been in it. I'm like, it's time to experiment now. So we're gonna I got you in my power now. We're gonna whatever the voices in my head are saying, that's what we're gonna do. And there's a couple times I'm like, okay, guess what? And y'all guys know, you get into that 70s crate, you get into that 60s, 70s crate where that shit is unquantized.
Yeah,
you gotta stay on top of that rascal because it'll you trying to talk to the chat. Next thing you know, it's all.
Yo, when I see one of them acapellas in there for the your version, I'm like, nah, somebody put this acapella in here, knowing the goddamn tempo changes at 2 minutes. Go from 90 to 64.
Yeah.
Put this in here. All right, I'm gonna use 2 different beats then. That's all.
I will drop. I do it in a minute. I will throw an old school in the pack just for that.
Oh yeah,
just for that because how are you gonna chop it up? What are you gonna do?
You can't stay better if you just keep doing the same shit. You got to challenge yourself.
Yeah, I do it. I mean, hell, I got myself in my own pack. I took an L on the pack I put together. Like hell, I didn't look at the pack that good. I remember you talked about that. I was like, man, it was like 2 a.m. I put that pack together, sent that shit out, and had some meetings the next day. And I'm trying to work this thing out. Like, this thing got me in here sweating, man. I'm working.
So how do y'all do that? Y'all put out the acapella pack the night before?
It's just a challenge, like 5
right.
acapellas.
No, I like it. Always, like I said, I'm always listening.
Right.
I'm terrible about being in the chat and stuff, but like, I'm always listening to you guys, and I hear you guys talk about the challenges and stuff, and I love it. But I didn't know you guys send it out like that. Like you just do it the night before.
Yeah, we sit on the tracks, man. Like you got to think. Most of us been blending for years. You can't give us a day, 2, 3 days with a song, man.
Right.
That shouldn't sound polished. The idea is how much can you do with it in short notice?
Okay,
to me, that's the skill test.
Right.
That's the skill test, though. You gave me 3 days, it should sound polished. You give me 24 hours or maybe, some of us, like sometimes I don't open the pack till like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going on at 9,
Word.
Hey, I used to have blend on the fly. I'm gonna bring it back. Where I was 1 or 2 weeks, I would ask like my mods or like a sub only, and be like, "Yo, think of something, throw it in the chat," and I would try to blend it. I call it blend on the fly, and to me that helps sharpen, I think, yourself too.
Yeah,
it's practice for me, and I think it all makes you better, steel sharpens steel.
Yeah, I always enjoyed that when we were doing that other raid back last year, on the Thursdays where you were like assign everybody a genre. What was that one called?
No genre is safe. I told
no genre is safe. Yeah. And because I remember like after a few weeks in, I kind of started doing something similar to that. Once I'd play a little while of the one genre that you told me or whatever, I would ask the chat like, what do y'all want me to throw in? Like, challenge me or whatever. Yeah. I remember like Data Manza would always like challenge me with like country music and shit like that,
Mm-hmm. That was one of my favorite raids, actually. I'm with you.
It was fun.
The problem we had with no genre, you want to tell them, Tiger?
Yeah. Hey, look, we being candid. Ain't no sugarcoat nothing. But, some DJs was, they got the assignment, what to play. Said he's supposed to play house, and you get in the chat and they playing reggae. You know what I'm saying? Or they play. It's like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be playing your genre. Like it was just And
I hear you.
And now I'm not talking about like, because there's mixtures of stuff you can play, like. Like this house, you play Jungle Brothers house. You like, yeah, they rapping, but it's a house song, yeah. But if you playing like elevator music, you know what I mean? And you like, wait a minute, what are you doing? You supposed to be playing?
That supposed to be a freestyle set. Freestyle, I was like,
I had DJs text me like, yo, what's he doing? And I'm like, I'm sorry, man.
I was like, yo, I don't know whether to be offended that I don't have any of these songs or what the fuck. I don't know what this is. Like, this is not house music. I mean, it's not freestyle. So I was like, yo, I'm lost.
Yeah.
So I think that goal moves to what we were talking about with DJs, how long they've been DJing and your crates and what you collect along. See, that all ties hand in hand in DJing, right? Mighty Mighty spoke on it. If you like, so like I was DJing in the 80s, late 80s, but anyway. So the point is when you Jeyone, Tiger as well, you went to the record store or wherever your hookup was, and you knew that you were looking for breaking records that no one else had, because that's how you got work. When your crate was different from everybody else, right? Mm-hmm. So like when I think that's the difference with DJs now. DJs now, oh, he got that joint, I got to get it too. You got Shazam. You fuckers creeping your set and Shazam your set and then go, it's all kinds of. But what they're not doing is they don't know how to break records because they don't know how to listen to something to determine if that's going to be hot or not.
Right.
And I think for your version, that's what helps most of us that have been DJing for old school DJ. Now we're making our own beat, we're making our own remix, and we can kind of listen to it and say, okay, you know what, that shit's okay, or that's a brick. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we used to do. We used to go in the record stores, man, and just sit there for hours and play music and sort through it to figure out what was hot. I think we also lost our way with radio because of the same thing. Now you got a program director that don't know shit about music trying to tell you this is hot because he's getting paid for that.
Right.
And you know what? When you brought up, going into the record store, digging through the crates trying to find records, some of the dopest DJs, beat producers like Pete Rock, Premier, they're doing the same thing as a DJ going to these record stores, finding records to play at the parties. They're doing the same thing going to record stores, trying to find records to find the samples to make music. So they're in there for hours, just like they was looking for records to play. They're looking for records to sample, and they're in there digging for hours too. Yeah. It didn't feel like a job. It felt like, yo, man, I can't wait to go to record store, man. I want to see what they got in the jazz section. Let me go in here. Oh, let me play this one song, side B, track 4. Get that little horn riff at 2 minutes and 39 seconds, and they make a classic song out of it. You know what I mean? Like the love, man. It's something in here, man, in your soul, like makes you want to do it, man. And when music changed, when everything changed, I mean, come on, man. You don't really tell me that's what's that's R&B, that's what's playing on the radio right now? That ain't R&B. You kidding me? That ain't R&B. Yo, Stephanie Mills is R&B. You know what I mean?
Talk about a good feeling back then too. Was like, I know with me, a lot of my tapes were like dub tapes. So like if I had a radio mix of somebody from New York or wherever, I didn't know what the songs were that were on that mix. And if I hear stuff I didn't know, I'm like, that I fall in love with, I'm like, damn, what is this, right? Mm-hmm. And then if they didn't talk about it, which in most mix shows, they didn't name every record they played or whatever. There was no Shazam. There was no social media. There's no internet. There's none of that. So one of the greatest feelings was just going to a record store and be like, and a classic example for me was, what is this High and Mighty record? One by One. You know what I mean? And then put it on the turntable. Oh shit! This is that one from the DJ AV mixtape that I've been trying to find for forever. You know what I mean? And because I didn't, you don't know who the artist is because I would have a dub version of the tape, so I didn't have the cover. You know what I'm saying, with the track list on it or whatever. So like that feeling back then too was like amazing. Just finding that song you heard on that tape that you have been looking for forever.
Yup. It's like, greatest feeling.
So I saw an interview with Grandmaster Flash and talking about still on this about DJs and music and the importance of having crates that were different from other DJs. Grandmaster Flash said that he would soak records in a bathtub till the label came off.
Right.
So then he would glue another label over the top of it, so that because DJs would try to go in and see what records he was playing, the label didn't match up.
Yo, see, out of habit, I still do it to my Serato records. You know what I'm saying? I had made I learned how to make a bunch of these stick-on white labels. I used to put those on like all my records, and I would just put a little thing on there where like I knew what it was. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'd write a little something or whatever, and then I would try to collect as many black record sleeves as possible. Just the plain black ones, and just keep everything in a black record sleeve that I would take out, and then I would hang like the actual record covers like on my wall. You know what I'm saying? So they would stay pristine and like the art wouldn't get all messed up or whatever. But like, and then I go out and play and like all my records had whited out labels. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Still do it out of habit to this day because I'm used to looking at that shit.
See, that's the real shit though. That's where that's what this came from. We like this needs to be out here though, right? Because I'm reading some of the comments in the chat, and I mean I think it's a lot of people that agree with us, but the people. And Mighty Mai alluded to it earlier, the people that are talking about the sync button and the scratch button and blah, blah, and all that, if you took that shit from them, they probably wouldn't be DJing. You know what I'm saying? Because they got this era is the short attention span. Their gratification now. DJing is you don't become a good DJ overnight, bro. You out here, it's muscle memory. I mean, how many of us can scratch until they fucking back lock up? You tap muscles, all of that. I mean, it's work, man, behind the scenes.
Learning.
It's love, labor of love, but it's still, you don't get good tomorrow. You get
big up to these young kids I do see out here starting to DJ with vinyl. You know what I mean? The whole like listening bar, like scene and all that kind of stuff is becoming popular. Like I do see young heads like out here trying to DJ with vinyl. You know what I'm saying?
It does come back,
Right.
It does eventually.
I respect that. You know what I mean?
Yo, again, any DJ that's trying to do it right, I got no problem.
Right.
Don't misunderstand me. Yeah, I don't give if they 5 years old, but they trying to put in that work the right way. Then I'm with them. I'm just saying, if you out here, don't give me your Instagram video of you with the sync button smiling in the camera, looking in the camera, dancing all over the goddamn place, mashing buttons. That ain't impressing me, B. You know what I'm saying? And we need to not embrace that. I'm not trying to be like on some hate, but that's not DJing, man.
Right.
Straight up.
It's just not.
Y'all talking about vinyl, right?
Yeah.
Y'all got this joint.
Oh, that's dope. But that's because that's the one where it plays backwards, right?
Yo.
It plays from the inside out.
It plays from the inside out. It's called the inverse groove record.
Yeah.
Yo, the marketing team for this shit was phenomenal. I found out from Scratch Bastard. He got a YouTube. He's always debuting certain records.
Word.
And when I saw this, he did that shit. I was right in his comment section, like, bro, ASAP. I'm going.
Yeah.
I went to Mass Appeal and got it.
That's such a good record too. Rewind.
Right?
So good.
Yeah.
With the Tila Rock drums.
Yeah. So the record starts from here, starts at the ending.
Wow.
And it goes to the end. So you put the needle right here, it's just you're gonna hear silence because it's playing.
Right.
Because the groove go that way.
Yo, I used to have this record back in the day. It was the coolest pressed record I ever have seen to this day. The music that was on it was terrible. It was like some acid house record. It was like super fast. It was like right? And it was so annoying. But the coolest shit they did was the record would start in the beginning like a normal record, right? But it played to the groove, and then it would like the beat was like kind of a simple beat or whatever. So then, like, once it got to the end, it would play all the way back to the beginning, and then they had put another groove there to make it play all the way back to the end. So this record was infinite; it would just play forever.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I don't know how they did it to this day, and like, I don't know whatever happened to the record that I had, but I remember it. It was like this like fluorescent kind of green vinyl or whatever, or a little more like towards the clear side. But it was some like acid house techno record or whatever. And like, if I ever saw the record again, I can remember it. But I've been trying to find that record for years just to like have it to just play it again and see how it would play, because like it was like the coolest shit I ever saw. Like it would just play infinitely.
That's crazy.
But the beat was terrible.
And for that to play infinite, it's like
it was meant for like somebody on acid, like just wanting to hear like some crazy shit over and over and over and over.
Right.
As they saw their arm off.
But still, that was like I don't know how they figured that shit out, but like that shit was crazy.
Loop. Wow. I mean, that's speaking of this, the Rewind record. I mean, obviously we talked about this before. The De La record.
Yeah.
3 sides. It's got to pick the needle up and move it to the next groove.
The me, myself, and I B side. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Dave.
Straight up.
Word up. So man. Shout out to everyone in the chat. See who's stepped in here. Prodigy's just stepped in here. Salute. Nerd Chris, salute.
Miss Kool-Aid.
Yeah, we got much fam up in here. Yeah,
man. Family's in here tonight.
DJ Ian up in here. What up?
Eaton.
What up?
Slippery, buttery.
DiBiase.
Yep.
Word. DiBiase. Canada is in the building.
Word. Yo, I went in his chat. And he did the Vanilla Ice Wu-Tang mix.
Hey.
Wait, what was that? What happened? I
missed with him. What was that about, Reboot?
It was somebody was he telling the story, or somebody was telling a story about Vanilla Ice? Shit, Tiger man, I just like my third drink, man. Come on, man.
I forgot what it was. Something where, oh man, I forgot. DiBiase knows what it is. It was, but we made fun. We was like, yeah, DiBiase gonna F around and do a Wu-Tang over there.
He told a story. He told a story about he had Vanilla Ice's album or some shit, and then I made a comment about, and then somebody told him about Wu-Tang Clan, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
So they go back and do a Wu-Tang blend, and he did, and it was dope.
Well, I was like, oh shoot, he actually did it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, DiBiase is dope, man. That's the homie right there. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got a
always put it
Wu-Tang.
down.
We got a Wu-Tang blend tape out on his Bandcamp.
Sunsplash,
Yes.
right?
Dance hall rhythms.
Yeah, man. I was listening to them. I was like, yo, this shit is banging.
Yo,
Yep.
go, yeah, y'all go cop that product, man. Because I'm actually meaning to get it too. And while y'all there, man, slide over to that Animal Kingdom. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? That in your life. But what the hell was that? But
That was that fourth drink falling down right there.
no, yeah, don't say that. But nah, I mean, yeah, DiBiase is a dope dude, but he also is a great R&B singer. Y'all can get him to sing "Mama Used to Say." Next time y'all are in the stream, get him to sing the '80s "Mama Used to Sing." He does a pretty good version. Yeah, he does. Call him DiBiase. Yeah, the junior version. He sure does.
Put him on the spot again.
That cat's laughing at me right now, man. But it's true. You know, he may sound a little like Grover, but it's there.
So, yo, we got shows coming up. Obviously, y'all know tomorrow is your version. Don't sign this volume 98. So we two away from volume 100 reboot. Let them know what's going down for volume 100 milestone of your version.
Word. So, man, I appreciate that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a week-long raid, man. And the way this is gonna peel out is I got a spreadsheet floating around out here in the universe with. There's a lot of DJs that came to me and said, "Yo, man, I want to get on your version." And you know, the blessing in your version is that people on your version don't leave, man. And even if they leave, they want to come back. It may be some life thing that happens that makes you have to step aside for a minute, but you still like, yo, when I can, I want to come back. Mm-hmm. So there's not really a lot of slots. You know what I'm saying? Because cats, I mean, think about it. You've been on it a long time. I've been on it from the beginning. I mean, as a matter of fact, most of us are day one. So the reality is, I can't get everybody on it. And I didn't want people to believe that, you know, oh, well, he's just not fucking with me. It's not that. I don't have a slot for you, man. Word. So, like, I got a couple DJs that rotate. Mighty Mai is one of them. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of work to keep up with all of that. You know, I'm like the nutty professor where, okay, whose week is it this week? You know, and then I got somebody at 3, somebody at 1. So I'm like, yo, I don't have no hair to be pulling out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I'm in the chat like, okay, who is it? Who's turning? So what we're going to do is Monday is going to be folks are filling out that sheet for Monday. Week-long raid. Tuesday will be the regulars. Wednesday will be another group of folks that got the sheet. Thursday will be another group. And Friday will be another group. And the way we're going to do it is some of the group members, now I haven't told them these people that sign up to the sheet. They're about to find out now.
That's it.
But some of the people that signed up for the sheet, family from Tuesdays are going to provide the crate. And you knew that, Tiger, because you were in the group chat. So there will be, like, you know, whoever volunteers the crate, you know, that, like, I'll dish them out. So Monday, here's Monday's crate. Here's Tuesday's crate. Now, I'm not going to do them as greasy as we do us. You know what I'm saying? I'll get them 2 days. You got 2 days to work with the crate and come up with something. But the expectation is you want to play, like, you know, flow that music. There's a lot of dudes that produce music, cello music. They make, you know, all right, so I get you on, you know, let's hear your stuff. But let's hear that crate too, B. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what's going to happen. So week-long event. Anybody that's been on the raid, I've invited back. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's going to be interesting, man.
No doubt. So, yeah, that's
we got to skate, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Sorry, man.
Nah, no doubt, Mighty. Yo, thank you for your time, bro. Appreciate
see you on Thursday, Tiger?
Yes, indeed, man. Underground Railroad.
Right? Oh, we're
going
all
down.
Thursday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yup, this Thursday. Yup, Underground Railroad. The theme, you know, I like putting a little theme in there. So I got Sean P and Prodigy, even though I've heard that anyway in our sets because y'all motherfuckers is dope. So, but I'm sure I hear Sean P and Prodigy from the DJs going down, man. Underground Railroad this Thursday.
Thank you for having me, fellas. And
Yo,
I will
anytime,
see everybody on Thursday.
Yes,
yo,
indeed,
just
man.
real quick. Yo, Milo, thank you for everything you've done for the culture, man. You've had your hands in a lot of shit, man. Like, I want to make sure that people understand, like, it's just an honor to have you like rocking with us, and like, yo, just thank you, man. Thank you for everything you've contributed to this shit, and thank you for being a dope, real DJ and a good human, man. Straight up,
man. That means a lot, man. Thank you so much, and likewise to all three of you guys, man. You guys are all dope, and I really enjoy, DJing on the side of you guys, sandwiched in between you.
It's all love, and for anybody on that Twitch.tv, if you're not checking out Mighty Mai, make sure you're in this stream the next time and get your notifications on, man. Go in there and learn something about what we love.
Thank you, man.
Hey, I keep spreading the gospel, man. I keep spreading the gospel. So
I'll see you Thursday.
See ya.
All right, Mighty Mai. Salute, bro. Yeah, man. That's the Mighty Mai, man. Legend. Rawkus. Back in the days, man. Put it down. Like you said, Jeyone, what he did for the culture, man. Like, it's important that we always salute these people while they here, man. Too many of us gone too early. You know, I love hate doing tributes. You know what I mean? Like,
right. But yo, I mean, just really seriously, you look at hip hop and like DJing and everything, like there's a lot of like major movements at like certain times and stuff. Like, I don't know how familiar you guys are with like DJ AM, for example.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was a whole big shift in DJ culture right there. Like, that man shifted DJ culture like big time. You know what I mean?
Too. Yeah.
And yo, Mighty Mai was right there along with him, like during that whole movement. Like he was also equally popular, big time DJ in all them Vegas clubs and other events, like right around at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like he was right in that game with him. So like, you know, he just was like a major part. And like, I know they like, I don't know if they grew up together, but like, I know they both come from Philly. Like, I'm pretty sure they knew each other maybe before. Like, moved out to California and all that stuff, but like, yo, you know, he was a major part in that movement as well, along with like that whole Rawkus era of underground hip hop, like I was talking about the Armand Van Helden shit, the whole like breakbeat party records, whatever people want to call them, you know, like the whole Nervous Records breakbeats movement that led into like the AV8 stuff. Like, he was a big part of all that shit too.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Jeyone, I've run across some edits with your name on them, sir. Are those you?
Yeah, I heard there's a rumor out there. Yeah.
Okay, just make.
I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, I was doing shit for Beat Junkies. I was doing edits and stuff for the Beat Junkies website for a while.
Okay.
Back in like 2015, 2016. I think I went up to like 20. I don't know when I stopped, but big up to D Styles. That's my homie right there. But
they holding the culture down. Sure.
Yeah, man. And
record pool, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was contributing edits to them for a long time, and I guess they're still living up there because I still hear all the time people talking about, yo, I downloaded a bunch of your edits from Beat Junkies. I'm like, oh word, that's what's up.
That's dope.
Yeah. I want to touch on. I want people to know that as well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, please believe anybody that's doing anything that's contributing, man, at that level. Because I'll be candid. It's a lot of folks, man. Well, I don't know. I can't drink Uncle Nearest and do this show no more, man.
No, you just can't.
It's like, but it's a lot of dudes. Like, I go to some of these places, look at these edits, listen to these edits. And the way they're working the older records, it's like you can tell they don't fucking know what they're listening to.
Yeah.
Parts where they're like the intros are fucked up. They're messing up the records, man. I was doing a set one night. I don't even know where I got the record from, but it was like somebody did an edit. It was fucked up. Like, it was
I remember you played it. He was like, "There's someone else that did this edit, y'all." So
I'm like, how the fuck you sell edits to a record pool? You don't even know. You know, I'm like, it's just.
I mean,
you in the game, man. It really is.
You got cats who are trying to make edits to be part of these sites so they can like make money and stuff. And I don't knock anybody's hustle, but you know, it starts to sound like it after a while. You're just pumping shit out to just be pumping shit out.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So like, for me, I just make all the shit for myself, and then once I'm tired of playing it, then that's when I give it to everybody else.
Right.
So I only put out like
I'm almost there. I got a whole little stack right there. The Tiger hit me up and put me in an arm bar. I was like, "Yo, send me a couple tracks."
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Okay, bet." But yeah, I'm almost there. I got my crates are nice, and I'm about to start leaking a little bit. But yeah, I'm with you.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but it's some dudes out there, man. Some of these folks, like, Like
our art form gets cheapened, man. You know what I mean? Our art form, it gets cheapened. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. That our art form gets cheapened by people that are supposed to be doing it the right way. Yeah, and they don't even know the damage they're doing, and it's like you said, they don't even think about it like nowadays because it's not even. I mean, you got people that. Like I didn't click on it because I didn't even bother to even give it any light. But it's some dude going around doing a clip saying, "Oh man, the '80s artists, they was overrated. They was whack." And you see Rakim rhyming in the background while he's talking.
What?
Bro, do you know how bad I wanted to go to that account and give that every cuss word known to man? I was like, why even give it that energy? But that's where we're at now, where, you know what I mean? The people that even started what you listen to or what you grew up on or what you bought, but you're downing the people that paved the way for you to diss them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, it's disgusting, man. Just how people.
Shock value, though. We live in the shock value era, though. That's what I'm saying. He may not, or he or she may not even believe that, but they know that if they don't believe in bad press. So you throw the most absurd whack shit out there that you can, and then watch all of the hits and the feedback, and that's how those algorithms work, right? You got all that traffic coming through. So
that's how you make money. Yeah,
he'll say, money.
Yeah, I don't believe this, but if I say this outlandish, it's gonna get people to click on it.
That's the culture we live in now, man. Like I said, there'll be people mad at me because of the shit I've been saying tonight. You know what I'm saying? But it's the reality.
It's the real shit, yeah.
It's the real shit, yeah. But real ain't popular no more because real hurts people's feelings.
Yeah, that's 100% true. And it's as we get older, it's a little easier to let shit fly, but then it also you just realize like what's the point? You know what I mean? Like I just got tired of like trying to save the whole culture. All I can do is just try to do my part to inspire people the same way I was inspired. You know what I mean? Like I want people to come see my shit and go, damn, he sounds different than everybody else. Like I want to do that,
Right.
So because that's how I was. Like the cast that I was inspired by, like that are like one of them is on Twitch, like DJ Revolution. That dude was a huge influence on me. You know what I'm saying? And like that's one of the DJ gods right there to me. And like, you know what I mean? Like you can still watch him on Twitch like at least once a week. So like, that shit is crazy to me that I'm just like, damn, I can listen to Revolution on Twitch now, like all the time. Like I just hear like the real shit, you know what I mean? And he's still just doing what he does, you know what I mean? So like
not conforming to none of the bullshit.
Right. Like cats like that, like just have always inspired me to just do my shit, you know what I mean?
And I said that about the radio station, man. Me and Reboot talk. We always talk, because we on radio stations, it was like, well, I sit here and complain about, all the bullshit they play on the radio. I was like, I'm going to start my own. And it was a hobby, but then it turned to like more people like, yo, Full Blast Radio. Yo, Reboot Radio. Yo, they playing the stuff that's been long gone and been thrown out. Because radio is about payola and playing all the detrimental bullshit. And, we can go on and on about, the gender in private prisons and all that shit. But
yeah, I mean, for me, it just became a point where I was like, yo, I'm just going to do what I do and just stick to it. You know what I'm saying? Like we were all talking about earlier. And I mean, for me, I was like real stubborn with it. Like to this day, I've never DJ'd on a CDJ. Like I did have one for a little while with my setup, and I would use it like with my shit, like before Serato came out or whatever.
Right.
But I would use it to play remixes. And then like, but I never just like played a set on CDJs. I've never DJ'd on a controller. Like I've scratched on some like to try them out or whatever, but I've never played a set on a controller. I never will. Like when I first moved to DC, when I was living in DC, one of the first clubs that ever booked me, they asked me like what I needed to play that night. And I'm like, yo, 2 turntables and a mixer. Like I'm flexible as far as the mixer, like whatever, I can bring my own. They're like, cool, bring your own mixer. We'll have 2 techniques for you. Good to go. I show up, these motherfuckers got CDJs.
Oh,
right. I'm supposed to start playing at 10. It's like 9:30, and I'm like, "Yo, I thought you guys said you had turntables." The guy's like, "Oh, I think we do somewhere in a closet somewhere, but I can't pull them out right now. You just gotta play on CDJs." I'm like, "I don't play on CDJs," and he was like, "Well, then what are we gonna do?" I was like, "I don't know. I guess you'll figure it out. See you later."
All money ain't good money, right?
I mean, yo,
I
learned early on, man. Don't chase the dollar, let it chase you. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if somebody asked me to come DJ, like, I'm not a dick about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, this is what I do. This is what I use. If you don't want that or you don't have that, then just don't book me. It's okay.
Right.
Like, there's somebody out there that will play on the CDJs or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I know a lot of dudes who like don't care. Like, they can get on and kill it on anything.
Right.
Yo, like my man DJ XL, he plays on CDJs all the time, but he also plays on turntables all the time.
Right.
He don't care. He'll play on whatever. He's nice with it. He mastered that part of the craft where he was like, yo, I don't care. I'll play on anything. And he really kills it on everything. One of the few DJs I've ever really heard that can really kill it on CDJs. But
and
like, you know what I mean? Somebody like him, that's mad respect. But it's not fun.
Prefer. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm standing up there with CJ, yeah, I could probably scratch on him, but it just feels whack. Like, if I'm not enjoying it, I just don't want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you feel like bored, like kind of like.
Right. Like, I started doing this because I fell in love with 2 turntables and a mixer.
Right.
Like, I want to do it on 2 turntables and a mixer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I need the platters moving. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that now. I don't mind.
Like you say, like Reebok's Rain, that's the next best thing because they're like turntables. Them 12-inch, you know what I mean? It's like just don't have the needles. But I was like, yo, I like these shits. Like, you know what I mean? I can't sit there and go push buttons for 5 hours in a club. I can't do it, bro. Like,
and like I said, I don't knock the equipment. I don't knock people who rock on that shit. Like, but it's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? That's all. And so it's just like, I feel like that's part of like what the problem is with the culture too, is that like, just let everybody be them. Like, not everybody has to do the same thing. Like, that's why I hate when like people are like, oh, this club, everybody's got to play on this setup. Like, well, it shouldn't be like that. The club should have like a couple of setups, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? And like could be able to switch shit out. Or like for me, I was always like, I'll bring my own shit if I have to. Like, I'm just going to play on turntables and a mixer. Just clear me some space.
I had no problem bringing my turntables. Because I'm comfortable playing on my turntables. So.
Right. Yeah, me and Tiger, we talked about that. We got 2 different prices. You got the razzle dazzle price. You know what I'm saying? That's why I bring my setup. You know. Right. You know, whatever. So yeah, I feel you on that.
Word up.
I was in a club where they had like you said, they had a setup. They had CDJs.
Right.
They also had techniques.
Right.
They had a nice, you know what I mean, nice size area. And I was like, oh, this is cool. So I can rock, you know, gave you a little choice. Or they would have, like you said, bring your setup. We got the wires. You just plug in.
Right.
Plug in and go. Yeah. Plug in and go.
Yep. Yo, shout out to Cello Music is in the building. Cello Music, man.
Big ups.
On here, bro. Got to get you on here.
Got Yo Cardis in the building. I see Nerd Chris is still hanging out.
Yo Cardis.
B. Cole.
Nerd Chris, first lady of the Underground Railroad.
Word up, man. Be putting in work too.
Straight up.
Salute. Primo, what up, Primo?
She had me laughing, man, when that Twitch interview, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, Nerd Chris, we got to get you on here.
We gotta have a round 2. We gotta get a Nerd Chris and Tweak on here, man. So
yeah, hell yeah. Yo, Butter L's in the building too. Salute, Brooklyn.
Shouts to Butter L in the building.
Yes.
See, yo, now Butter L got the controller. I first saw him. You know what I'm saying? Put him on the raid. Went in there. I was like, okay, you know, got a controller. That's not my thing, but killing it.
Right.
See him cutting and everything. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he put some work on it, man.
As soon as 5 minutes, we'll let you know.
Right.
Yeah,
man. There's some cats I've seen on Twitch like killing it with controllers for sure. Yep. Like I said, I'm not knocking the equipment and I'm not knocking people who use it. It's just not for me. You know.
Oh no. Yeah. And I don't. I just don't use the sync button, B. Whatever. Don't use the sync button. Don't use the scratch button, man. And then I'm. I like the platter spinning, but I'm with you, Jeyone. That's personal preference, right?
Right.
But yeah, I just use the
use the sync button. Please use it on an 80s R&B record. Please, I want you to do it because I want to see what happens. Like you said, sneakers in a dryer,
man. Yeah, that's what sneakers in the dryer, man.
That's a perfect example. Sneakers in a dryer.
Hey, funny story, man. Funny story. Your version story. So we had somebody on your version, man, and they came after a DJ to put that sizzle on them. Mm-hmm. And they were on your version not not to blend. You know, because there's DJs on there that don't mash up and blend. They play edits, and that's fine because as long as your version doesn't sound like everybody else's, we good.
Right.
But they got out of their comfort zone because somebody put that sizzle on them, and they started trying to do blends and mashups, and that shit was sneakers in a dryer. It was terrible, and I'll never forget this because I'm up here in my studio. And I remember sitting in my chair, and my damn phone was vibrating so much that it was sliding off. I got these little tables over here that you sit your drinks on. And fucking slid off the table onto the ground between DJs from the core group calling me. I answered, I put it down, calling, man, bam, calling, like, man, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? I'm like, hey, man. I almost got fired from my own raid over there. Almost got fired from my own raid over there, man.
Why you got this dude in here? What is he doing?
I was like, yo, man, that's not what he was doing when I was in there before, man. I don't know what happened, but I mean, it was bad because some people get lost, and if you're out of your now this is experience. So like, I mean, you know, I know sometimes you flying off the tip of your head, you know, and it's like, man, this ain't gonna work though. You about 2 bars in, oh shit, this ain't gonna work. Pull the shoot, get out, right? But this dude didn't know that, man. He was just standing there, man. It looked like he was about to start singing show tunes, man.
Yeah, that's the worst. Like if you feel the blend is like if it's like off, I'll try to push it. You know, if not, then I'll just get out of it.
Get out of it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pull the shoot.
Trying it.
Pull the shoot.
Some people act like, you know what I mean? Like the blend sound like they walked away from it. And the motherfuckers
some of them
going crazy.
Turntables
going having a fit.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, Carter said in Germany, turntables died. You have to play on CDJs regardless. It's industry standard. See what I'm talking about? That industry bullshit.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, to me, that like, who dictates what you're gonna play on? If you take the gig or you don't take the gig.
That's why I'm just like, yo, just don't take the gig.
Just don't take the gig. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I've turned down many gigs because I don't do that shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like with me for quite some years now. Like I even, you know, just in the clubs, like before Twitch and all that stuff, I was already kind of just like doing my own thing. Like I was very fortunate enough to like when the 8 years I lived in DC, 6 of those years I had a residency every Friday and Saturday night at the same place for 6 years straight.
Nice.
I played every Friday and Saturday night at the same place for 6 years straight. As DJs, we know that's hard to do, play back to back at a spot like that for 6 years.
Right. Friday.
But the only reason why it worked is because I could just do whatever I wanted. The dude that ran the spot hired me to play the way I play. He's like, yo, you want to play an hour of rock music, play an hour of rock music. You want to play an hour of Tribe Called Quest, play Tribe Called Quest. Because everybody who worked there was like music heads. So everybody wanted it to be like everything.
Yeah, we need you to play what the radio's playing. Yeah,
right. And so it was easy, man. I mean, like, to me, because like I said, it literally was like, if it fell on an anniversary of like Wu-Tang or whatever, I could play Wu-Tang damn near all night. And the entire crowd that would come to that spot, we built that spot up with people coming to hear what I do. So like,
people that
like, they would
hear
know.
Good music.
Right. They would already know, like, oh, shit, it's the anniversary of Wu-Tang Clan 36 Chambers. Jay's going to be playing Wu-Tang all night tonight. And they would come and they would love that shit. And
the anticipation, because they knew you was going, put it down.
I was very fortunate that I had that. So then, like, when I would start getting asked to play, like, other clubs, they'd be like, you know, we need you to play, like, Latin night or whatever. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, like, I don't do that. Like, I play some Latin stuff in my club set or whatever, even back then. But, like, it wasn't like I could play 4 hours of Latin music because I didn't know the music like that. I just played the songs that I liked that fit with what I did. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so, like, I never could understand, like, the side of DJing where, like, cats are like, I can play everything out just to get a gig. Like, oh, I hate playing house music, but, oh, they want to hire me to play house music. I'm going to go play 4 hours of house music.
Yeah.
And then just be like, I can do it. Like, I can do it. Yeah, just because you could do it don't mean you should do it.
Yeah, because it ain't gonna be the same feeling. Like,
I mean, yeah, you're gonna hear it. Like, it's gonna sound like shit, and then it's like, yo, what the fuck? And like, yeah, you may get it done, but like, it ain't gonna sound like hearing somebody who really plays house music.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just with any genre.
Like you said, play it, you know, an hour, like classic rock set.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that, like you said, that's what I liked about the No Genre, because as DJs, we normally wouldn't play, a 5-hour Latin set or
Right.
what I mean, but we as DJs we know good music, so we can play a half hour of this, go into another genre, because that's just a DJ, a creator of curator of good music.
Right.
Like you said, someone that said, "Oh, I don't like house music, but I'm gonna just do this gig just to get paid."
Right.
That shit ain't gonna be. There ain't gonna be no love into that set.
Right.
Cause you playing it, counting down the hours.
Yeah.
Straight up. I mean, I like playing where I'm like, I don't know what time it was.
Right.
I'm in here having fun.
Yeah.
I just try to always establish myself as like a DJ, not just a DJ.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I always wanted people to hire me for me, and not just because they needed a DJ. I would turn down all those gigs. Like literally, I turned down so many. I didn't start doing weddings until I lived in DC, and I was doing that spot, and then like people were getting married like out of that spot, like people who met there. Like I DJed like at least 3 weddings in that time frame where like the people were like, our first date was here. We loved the music. We fell in love on the dance floor to you DJing. You have to DJ our wedding.
That's
and
dope.
I'm like, okay, word, because they're not hiring me just to be a wedding DJ. They're hiring me to do what I do at their wedding. You know,
they want Jeyone as the DJ,
correct,
not getting a DJ that plays like Jeyone.
Correct. So I always try to explain that to DJs, like, yo, try to do that. Like, when I was running into that brick wall, like in my career, where I was like, I was on the radio for a while. I didn't like it because radio was changing. I didn't want to play all that bullshit music. I wanted to be in the clubs, but I wanted like to do my own thing. And I started looking at myself as like a band, like somebody, even if they're like, people don't hire like Aerosmith to come do Rolling Stone songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not calling up Aerosmith going like, or they're not calling up Wu-Tang Clan like, yo, we want to hire you to do this club, but you got to perform all Nas songs.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it even, so then, like, why can't DJs be like that? Like, why can't you look at yourself as like an artist? Like, make these clubs and parties like hire you because of you. That's what people like Kid Capri and those guys who I was inspired by did. You know what I'm saying? People weren't.
They're still doing it.
Right. People weren't hiring Kid Capri and being like, yo, can you do a Red Alert set or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You hire Kid Capri, that's all you need to say. I need Kid Capri, and then that's it. Because he going to tear that shit down.
Right. So, that was another thing that came with Serato was that, like, because we had access to all the music, now everybody's like, oh, yeah, I'll DJ a house music party, or I'll play EDM or whatever the fuck, like, because I can just download it.
Music.
You know? Dude, let me tell you, you beat me to the punch. I was about to say, and that leads us to where we at now.
Right.
Where we sync button and all this other stuff, and folks are not really DJing anymore. You know, at least, I won't say that, but there's a lot of folks not DJing. Right. Not what we call DJing.
No, I think Twitch is like the savior of our style of DJing, because part of the thing was like that I did notice in the club when I was still doing clubs a lot was that a lot of people would come up and compliment me because they were like, man, I enjoy watching you. So like,
experience.
Right. So like now it's like not only can you listen to dope DJs do a mix, but you can watch them do it, you know? And for like cats who like really put it down, like that shit is dope. It's dope like watching the DJ like change the acapella and change the beats and do whatever, like playing their set, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like I think this is kind of like bringing the realness to it, like back to the shit. I mean, yeah, it's still like the cheesiness out there. Like we all know there's like girl DJs out there that stand in bikinis and just like play a mix already that's made or whatever. And there's like 4,000 people watching, and it's like level 20,000 hype train. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're not watching for the DJ scratch.
Right, but they ain't touching shit, and they're just standing there fucking playing, like letting some music play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but on the flip side, I think it has really been great for people who really know how to DJ, because now people who don't get a chance to see that shit are getting a chance to see it. Yeah, and
you're being influenced.
Right,
you're influencing the next generation. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So, I mean, I love Twitch, man. I mean, it's just really it's gotten to the point for me. Like, I'm pretty much phased out of clubs at this point. Like, Twitch is the only thing I want to do. Like, only time I enjoy DJing nowadays is on Twitch. because it's just there's a community there that actually gets the shit. And you could always tell like the people who like didn't know about the music or didn't know about the skill level of DJing, they see it and they become fascinated with it and they stay involved in the chats and the community and are very supportive. I mean, it's beautiful, man. Like seriously, like I think Twitch is the savior for like what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tiger and I mentioned a lot of organic. A lot about that situation is organic. You're growing your chat room organically. And it's up to you to decide. Like, it's not going to be a raid train that makes you grow. It's not going to be, that it's going to be like, and I think we had this conversation before. People, they want instant gratification, and that's not what this is. This is if you love this, you're going to do it anyway.
Right.
Now you're just doing it at the house, in your room, in your comfort zone, but you're playing the music you want to play. Not taking a gig where somebody comes in there and says, okay, you play this, this, and this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so the people that are coming are they're part of your family, your extended family now, and y'all grow together. And I think that's the blessing in Twitch. I completely co-sign on that. I just think my argument sometimes with Twitch is when you have like a guy like Mighty Mai that, or even a guy like we got to get Shazam X on here. We got to get Shazam. And I don't know how he's gonna do it because ain't nobody ever seen his face.
Yeah, right.
We're talking like Shazam X will be like Cousin It from the Addams Family. We be talking his fucking hands and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or something. But he knows Paul C. He was around with them. I know he worked with Ultramagnetic because we talked about it. So
Shazam X did a lot of stuff with Kenny Dope too.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We got to get him on here as well that can talk about what happened in the past.
That's another one of those people, man. Like literally, so like I was saying earlier, like I'm a big fan of the old like Nervous breakbeat party records, whatever you want to call them or whatever, Nervous called them breakbeats, so we'll call them breakbeats. So on Nervous, probably my most favorite one of those records was done by Kenny Dope and Shazam X. So like the first time he popped up in my chat, I was like, is this the Shazam X? And he's like, yeah. I'm pulling out test pressings of the record and shit. Like, yo, this is my shit right here. Look at this. And he couldn't believe I had that shit. You know what I mean? Straight up. That's the man right there.
That's that other dope thing about Twitch. Like, we was talking about having what's the name on the house raid train. Legend, Baltimore. KW Griff.
Oh man,
another
one.
He's got 30 people in there. It's like, yo, this dude, are you kidding me? Like, it should be 300. But I don't harp on that. It's just that notion of like, yo, these are dudes that put it down for the culture. Like, where's the culture at? Y'all supposed to be in here showing them this love,
Most of the music they danced to in Baltimore got KW Griff was involved in it. If he didn't make it.
Yo, straight up. Be More Club was always very popular in Virginia clubs. So I mean, I've been playing that shit since way back in the 90s. And like that, Griff, you know what I'm saying? Like Griff was one of the top 5 producers that everybody was getting his records. And I know, like, man, I still drive him crazy because I still can't help it. But like every time he comes in the chat, I just want to be like, bring on the cats. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know for like at least the 10 times he came in, first 10 times he came in my chat, I would always say that shit because I couldn't help myself because I just love that record so much. You know what I mean?
Yo, and let me say this about Griff, man. And even, man, most of these dudes are just the most chill, humble dudes. Man, Griff is
real cats.
Yeah, I never met a dude with like is humble a temperament as KW Griff, man. Just super dude. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. Shouts to Black Steel because Black Steel was like, "Yo, you gotta get Griff on this raid. You gotta get Griff on this raid." And I was like, "He's on here." He's like, "Yeah, he's on here, man." So I didn't even know Griff was on Twitch.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So shouts to Black Steel for just point me in that direction. And then I was like, "Yo, okay, yeah, we gotta make this shit happen."
When we did that no genre raid, and he had break beats, man,
crushed it, right?
Went into that set. I'm sitting here like, why didn't I know about this dude before on Twitch? Holy shit. He was murdering it, y'all.
Word up,
man. Woo. Yeah,
KW, another real one, man.
Word. I was replacing the front end on my BMW, man, one Saturday, and Griff, like he was just on. I don't even think he was on a raid. He was just on. I was like, yo, Griff. I like before I got up under the car, I was like, yo, Griff, I'm about to be working on this car for a minute, man. I need about an hour and a half from you, B. He was like, I got you, my man, with that little laugh. You know what I'm saying? Reboot. You know, I got you, man. And he murdered, like you said, a breakbeat set, breaks, man. Some of the breaks I hadn't heard before. I was like, yo, I'm like, damn it, he's killing it, man. He had me so hyped. I probably finished, like, instead of an hour and a half, probably finished 20 minutes early. Because I was moving, man. That dude, I was like, yo. So, I mean, there's a lot of nice DJs on Twitch with a high skill level and the crates. You need to bring back no genre. I'll keep it a buck. I'm like Jeyone. I like that raid. I like the concept. You just got to handpick and you know, and I think now you got a bigger pool with DJs that are, you know what I'm saying? Got better crates. And I'm not trying to take shots on anyone. I'm just saying, you know, I think no genre, there's room for it.
Word.
Yeah, maybe like once a month or something like that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I do the house once a month. Me and Reboot was talking about incorporating like a four show raid every month. Each week would be something different. So every second Wednesday of the month is house music all night long.
Yeah.
He's bringing back the sex packets. We talked about.
I keep dragging my feet. I keep getting opportunities to do other shit, so I'm getting tangled up. But.
Hey, bro, you know I know how it is.
Yeah.
What was the other two? The other two we talked about was was no genre and
it was a reggae or something. Latin
reggae,
vibes,
yeah.
Latin, island vibes or something.
Island vibes, yeah. So every Wednesday would be, you know, like something different, like one of those raids, you know. So we gonna get together and get that situated, you know, get some DJs that want to, you know, be on the raids. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yo, Carter says, as a DJ, is it too late to start streaming? Asking because many want but don't. They always play the same music. I don't know what to play on my stream on how to stand out.
Who wants to take that first? Let Jeyone go.
Nah, if you want to start streaming, just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
don't
do
worry.
it.
Yeah, and don't even worry about what everyone else is
just
playing.
do your
what
thing.
You love.
I was gonna say, I'm piggybacking off of both of y'all. I think you can't go in it looking at what other people doing.
Nah,
you got to go in it for you. So if you already, because that means if there's not a bunch of people in your room, you're gonna beat yourself. Dude, I'm keeping it a buck. It was 6 months, maybe 7, before I ever made affiliate. You got people that made affiliate in a day, people made affiliate in a week. It was 6 months of me going live with one person in there, one bot, 2 bots, or whatever, before I found out about Siri.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it was crazy. I didn't know about the Twitch, like how it worked. They were just saying, yo, get on Twitch. I figured it was like YouTube, where you just on there, people donate to your Cash App, like they were doing with me on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I just moved over there, and my trials like, yo, we're going to follow you over there. I just started DJing, and then as more on being on it, I started knowing about, you can get bits, whatever, if you get affiliated. And I was like, okay. But the mind state ain't, let me go in here because I got to get in here and try to, you know, get affiliated, get the money. Like, nah, just do what you do. It'll come.
Yo, straight up, there's still times where I'll jump on like a Friday night, like late night, and because I don't normally play at that time, man, I'll rock for like 4 hours and have like seven people.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just how it goes sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's how it goes sometimes. I mean, if you're playing what you love, doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like it's why you're doing it. So yeah, I would say, yo, Carter's, man, if you want to stream, man, just, you know, make sure your shit's tight and go get busy, man, and just love it.
Yeah, just do your thing.
Do your thing. Like, I'm going to play music regardless. Like Twitch for me, and I know Tiger knows that, and you probably do also. Because I own my sets are simulcast. I was going to play music anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most of the time when I'm live, I'm live on my radio station too.
Yeah, I'm live on the radio station. So
in fact, we live right now talking on it on the radio station. So.
Yeah, I haven't just gone there yet, but yeah, I'm like, yo. So when I go live, man, I flip the switch on the station. We doing it live, and then I put it back on regular programming. So if there's a one person in here, or there's 100, you know, I'm still doing the set because I'm doing it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Word up.
Facts. Big facts. Yeah, Eden said someone he'll go live. He'll go super early, like 6 a.m. and pick up new people that had never seen me.
That's a good idea.
Good idea. Yeah. I used to run my stream like 24 hours. Like I just have old shows playing or whatever, and I'll wake up and be like, oh shoot, there's people in here that either they resubbed or they just in here chilling. Like you see, like you get the alert new follower. So you can pick up new followers just by doing that because they don't have no restrictions like industry bullshit as YouTube has.
Right. So I'm gonna bring something up, man, and we gotta see if we can get him on the show because I like to hear the perspective from this. So y'all all know who DJ Applejack is, right?
Oh yeah.
So y'all know what's going on with this shit with him and Twitch and something that went down where they banned him from Twitch.
No, I didn't know that.
So y'all gotta go to his
I didn't
IG.
know that.
Yeah, you gotta go to his IG. So he posted something where like he wasn't even streaming. This is like some shit that happened, man. Like let me pull it up real quick, man. But it was like some shit that happened that he wasn't even streaming. This is like here we go.
DJ Cutter, salute. Thank you, brother.
Let me go to
Big ups to all fam in the chat. You know what I mean? We got a lot of heads been riding with us, man.
Word.
Beautiful part, right?
DJ Kaboom, salute.
Straight up.
I try to do a 24-hour stream.
Kaboom. That's B Moore's in the house.
Salute.
All right, so I'm gonna read his post real quick, man. Let's see if maybe we can get him on next week. Do you want to announce who's gonna be on next week or no?
Oh yeah, I mean it's official. So
yeah, so we're gonna have Kev Brown on here, like from the Kev Brown producer as well, and Grap Lover. We have Applejack as well. But so this is the letter that he posted. This is from Applejack's Instagram. Twitch is committed to keeping our community safe for everyone. As a part of that, we require all users to ensure that anything shared on their account abides by Twitch's terms of service and community guidelines. Based on a review of your account or content, we have issued a community guideline strike on your account. Due to the severe nature of this violation or the fact that you've incurred multiple violations, your access to Twitch services is indefinitely restricted.
Damn.
Now, I've been in Applejack stream, right?
What did he do?
He ain't do shit. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, he ain't do nothing. I got no clue. You know what I'm saying? What this dude, I mean, man, I've seen people out here. He ain't showing videos. He ain't smoking weed. He ain't, dude, I can't imagine what the violation is, but this is the problem with Twitch. So my understanding is, I
don't like that.
That's crazy. Yeah. I know, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's scary that, now you're at their mercy with the appeal process, right? And I mean, like you said, okay, so I mean, let's be candid. What's the likely odds? If it was Jazzy Jeff, it probably would be, you might win the appeal because, you got 1.2K in your room most of the time.
Right.
But Applejack's probably not going to win an appeal if he has one, and they didn't even tell you what you did.
I think he'll probably be okay. If he appeals it, he'll probably be okay. I know, it happened to DJB, but with him, if I'm not mistaken, his wasn't indefinite though. His was
7 days.
He was banned for 2 weeks or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And he had to start another channel and then kind of keep his shit going or whatever. And then 2 weeks later, he was able to go back. But he said, to this day, I don't even think he ever knew what the actual strike was. They didn't even tell him what it was that triggered it or whatever,
Right.
So
but that's the fucked up part.
So I scrolled over and it says the reason is botted or automated account, posting large amounts of unsolicited advertisements, malicious links, or general spam.
Oh shit.
So the algorithm picked up on it and reported it as a spam. That's what probably happened.
But to me, we're streaming. I'm not, so I use Siri. I don't know what everybody else uses, but I'm down. I don't want bots in my stream. We all know that there's DJs out here that, they got 100 people in there, and when you scroll down, you go into the thing and look, there's not 100 people in this stream, right? So I get that part, but I'm gonna say I don't believe that Applejack consciously is trying to use bots, and I never seen this numbers that look like it.
Yeah, no, hell no.
So again, that's what worries me about a platform like this. Is like how does that actually? It's a fabrication.
Oh, so DJ Kaboom said sometimes posers join the chat, say stuff that's not allowed, then report you to get banned on some sabotage.
Crazy.
And that may happen, but I'm like and that may happen, but again, how do we get to you responsible for what somebody else posts? Let's think about that.
I guess if the mods, if your mods didn't time the person out, and maybe they saw it, and then.
So again, I'm saying, how am I responsible for someone else coming into my stream and posting something? The person that needs to be banned is the person that posts the comment.
Yeah, that's true.
You looking at me like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to drive. Give me the fella address, and I'll go whoop his ass. But if I don't know where he's at, I don't know nothing about him. How am I going to police him? That's your job.
Yeah. But yeah, well, like I said,
I don't have the answers, Sway. I don't have the answers.
If he appeals it, he'll be okay. Like you said, all you got to do is go in there and be like, "Hey, I saw the comment in there. Yo, my mod deleted it. He shows that history that you deleted the comment, and then your channel should be okay." But Miss Cluey said that's why she's the cussing police. Yeah. Anytime someone says like a curse, she'll tell them, "Hey, you gotta clean it up. Use a different letter. Don't use the actual word." So maybe they need to see. It could have been something he missed, and they happen to catch it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm just saying that you holding the standard to him for somebody else's action, bro.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. But these industry platforms, they be on this BS, bro. I mean, look what YouTube be doing to me, bro. I was DJing live. They cut my stream and gave me a strike. So they've never done that before. Out of the blue, they just did that.
Yeah, I gave up on YouTube, man. I never had luck with posting stuff on there very much.
Me neither, Jeyone. I'm with you. I cut YouTube loose, man. They still give me strikes.
I'm just uploading mixes, and then I'll erase them in the background before I post them. But it's like more time to do that.
Yeah, I tried posting some sets, like old Twitch sets or whatever on there. Mm-hmm. Like as soon as I uploaded them, it was like copyright strikes right away, like all sound muted. So every time, man.
Yeah, I was just telling Ty, I hadn't posted up there in probably 2 years, and they're still sending me strikes.
Damn.
Yeah, that strike is copyright notice saying that this is, you won't earn revenue, but the person is allowing you, so they make revenue. But
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mod Anton, he be on there. YouTube mess me every time.
I don't know how to like get this shit to work, because I have some old sets on there where like there was a point in time where like the stuff got muted, certain parts of those sets, but now like no, those sets you can hear the whole thing and it's fine. So I don't know, like I didn't do anything to those to make them like all of a sudden you can listen to them, but if I post a new one, it's just completely silent. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's no rhyme or reason.
Nerd Chris, thank you for coming through.
Shout out Nerd Chris.
Shout out to John Henry.
Henry as well.
The Twitch power couple. They're the Beyonce and Jay-Z of Twitch.
They both be putting it down straight up.
And Tweak was all in their business.
So your Carter said you get penalized as a streamer because you are the host responsible for enforcing the rules. Twitch gave you the keys to the house. That's what he's saying.
Man, that's arguable to me though. Like I said, when you can feel it. So my question is, all right, I get that. So a guy posts some hate stuff, and you don't delete it, then they trying to hold you accountable for that. Maybe that's the situation. But again, I'm just, because I've been in Applejack's streams a lot. You know what I'm saying? Dope DJ, cool dude. I know. If anything, his thing is he probably doesn't really know the ins and outs of Twitch. You know what I'm saying? This is not malicious on his side. I
think it's just been. It could have just been something random out the blue that he could have been. Because, like I said, I've been in his streams. He don't play nothing where you're thinking, "Oh man, I mean, we all play records with cuss words in it, so it can't be that.
Yeah,
It's got to be something like something real left that happened. It really has, because that like you said, that troubles me. That I know
it worries me as well. And so my question then, did he get strikes before that? Because it looks like like they made implied that he had some small strikes, and then they kicked him off. And I'm like, yo,
yeah, because it's supposed to be 3 after 3.
Yeah, so I'm kind of the whole thing got me perplexed. But indefinite means it sounds like he ain't coming back.
Word.
So that kind of sucks.
Well,
that's crazy.
He's able to work it out.
Me too, man.
But meanwhile, like you say, you got these chicks on here doing ASMR, doing all type of shit, wearing hardly nothing.
Oh yeah,
like, because you know why? Because there's 17,000 in there with 10,000 subs, and guess where half that money's going to? Amazon.
Oh man,
so of course they're not gonna ban them.
Yeah, there was a chick from Australia, man. That chat room was lit. I just leave it at that. I was like, damn, there's 200 some people in here. Let me see what's going on. Then I'm like, let me put the damn phone down. You know what I'm saying? But I get knocked sideways. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh,
That's it, man, right there. That's how you blow up. See, you screen record one of those chicks or whatever, and then you put that video up over your shit, and you DJ and let that play. And then you can just get all the subs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's gonna give me
and also
straight right now.
I was about to bring up the purple check because your Carter said, I know there's a goal to meet when you had that check too, right? Like once you get the check and you a partner, like it's not all right. I got the part, I'm good. You gotta, don't you have to maintain something over a year, right? Like,
I'm pretty sure. Like I don't know. I haven't made partner yet, so.
Can you lose the check? Is that what you're saying?
I think so, yeah. I think so. But I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that's lost it yet, but that's curious. I'm curious.
Have you guys made partner yet?
Nah.
I don't know.
Dude, let me tell you, Jeyone, I'm in the dungeon. Tiger and you will make it before me, and my shit will end bad. Mine will end in scandal.
Yeah, I've been working at it for a while now, and I still can't get it, man. I'm always like a little bit short, but whatever.
You get it, man. But yeah, my shit's gonna end in scandal. Everybody gonna say, "God damn, reboot."
Yeah, I'm just like,
I guess I'm just cursed because I was one of those people who made affiliate in like less than a week.
Yeah.
I had a good start, man. I was killing it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then it just all fell apart.
I had my peoples come over from YouTube. That's what helped me.
Word.
I don't know when, but it did help me make it quicker than usual.
Man,
but Miss Cooley said, yes, you can lose your partnership. So
okay. Hey, Miss Cooley, do me a favor and post the phone number to your dentist in the chat for us, please. That woman got the most perfect teeth. All of them, even the ones in the back. When she smiles, you can see every last one of them digits.
Word up.
Shit.
But I don't know. Jeyone, like I'll say this.
You'll post a boxing glove.
I think you're doing it the right way though. Like it's a lot of politics behind the scene bullshit too. It's some little bit of hate, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like I don't even care. Like if I make it to partner, I may not even fill out the application. Right now, I just want to just be dope and play music for a lot of people, and that's what you're doing. That's what Tiger's doing. Like I've said before, somehow some people get on raids and some people don't. I still believe the raids are not going to make you make partner and keep it.
Nah, I think there's some people that know how to work it that way to make it do that or whatever, but I don't know. It hasn't worked for me. I've been part of most raids at this point.
Right.
And big ups to all of them, you know what I'm saying? But like, it hasn't, it's helped some here and there, but like, honestly, the thing that works the most is just being on every day, being consistent and grinding it out.
And being,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the key right there. To everybody that I've seen that blew up, like was putting in that work. Like, I guess we could probably say Scratch Bastard's probably the biggest DJ on Twitch, right? Most consistent numbers, all that shit, right?
Him and Jeff.
People don't realize it, or maybe they don't remember, but like, or they weren't on Twitch yet, but like, before I was even DJing on Twitch and I was just watching it, like trying to figure out like if I wanted to get involved or not, Yo, he was on all the time. Like during the lockdown, like that man would just be on in the middle of the night, like organizing records, and like was on Twitch doing it. So like he might only do one day a week now or whatever, but like back when he first was building his channel up, he was grinding every day. He was on at some point every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day.
That's how you gotta do it though. That's like I use like DJ Scraps was on Twitch for a little while, and Scraps, you know, like he didn't like the way it was going down. I think he was looking at Jeff's numbers and thinking he needed Jeff's numbers and wasn't getting Jeff's numbers and got mad about it. Said, okay, I'm out.
Right.
You know, but I mean, you're right. It's not. It's not a sprint. This is a marathon.
Right. Yeah, you got to be in it to do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've seen a couple of cats like come on and blow up right away. It's rare though. It's very rare, and it's usually just people who are connected to some of those people. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Some of those people, or there's people that bring followers from radio. You got some radio DJs.
Right. Oh yeah.
Boom.
They were already known. Yeah.
They're already known. Yeah. But if you somebody like like me that came out of the dungeon of music, I mean, I was the Frankenstein of DJs. So just saying though, right? Took a minute, and I'm okay with that because the folks that have been with me, they've been from day one. Yvette, Dante, Miss K is it, Sweet 100. Them folks still ride with me. So that's why I say to you, like Jeyone, that's what you want. You don't want these folks that they there because the chat room is popping. You know what I'm saying? So I applaud what you're doing. I'm like, you'll get there because you fucking dope. It's not about that. Let's be honest. It's not about that. The proven battle DJ. It's about that.
I appreciate that, man.
Real talk.
Like I said, I'm cool with it. It gets a little frustrating at times because, like, if you do 3 days in a row, you're on for 5 hours straight, and like you get one sub in 3 days. Yeah. It's like, oh man. It's just you put in a lot of time. But then, like, I've had times where that happened, like where I grinded for a whole week, nothing happened. Friday came around, I got a couple of big raids, and everybody spent money, and it made the whole week worth it.
Made it worth it.
You know what I'm saying?
And I agree with you on that. There's times where you just like, yo, I'm just gonna play some music, and then some magical shit happens. You're like, yo,
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's just a grind, and again, you just gotta love it. You just gotta want to do it. Like I said, and for me, I just love it. It's like the only place I enjoy DJing anymore. So I'm just like, when I have the time, I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go 5 hours a day if I can or whatever. Like I'm trying my best to get back to my schedule, but yeah, man, moving and life and everything, all that shit's hard sometimes. But I'm sure you guys know that. But big ups to you both, man. You both like really are consistent. You stick to your schedules. You're both always on all the time. Like I've been seeing the grind. I respect it 100%.
Mad love, and you the homie, so we gonna do what we can. Make sure you get where you need to be. I mean,
that's why I fuck with y'all, because I see that y'all are for real with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
appreciate it. Yeah, Tiger, tell you, man. Like when I first met Tiger, the first thing I said was, "Yo, you show me all the holes in my game."
Oh man, I'm like, there's no way I can't even keep up with him. He's like every week he puts out a new mixtape or album, like to go along with all the streams, 5-6 raids he's put together. He's got clothing, merch to go with it.
I know, right?
I'm like, God damn, man.
I got literally five mixed projects ready to go, and I'm like,
the merch to go with them. You know what I'm saying? He's already lined up the raids to promote them and premiere them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
like, yo, I respect it. That shit, yo. Big ups.
How you get there, though. That's how you get there, right? I mean, that's the difference between our generation and a lot of the younger generation. They want the success, but they don't want to do the behind the scenes work when nobody else. Yeah. The sacrifice. You missed this party. Right. You missed this outing because you were up till 3 a.m. working on shit, music, or you doing whatever. That part is absent.
But they're so used to easily getting it so fast, so they think everything's supposed to come like that.
True.
That's the problem.
True, but they don't respect the grind. But when I first met Tiger, man, it's like two things: like real dude, and me and him just hit it off the top off of that.
Word.
And then like with everyone else, it's been kind of like that I've met is I'm along this journey is the fake folks, they show you who they are. Some of them faster than others. You know what I'm saying? But the blessing has been, man, that I've met some really solid dudes, just good people.
Yeah.
Right.
And don't have an agenda. I don't have a fucking agenda. When I say I want to drink liquor, play music, and have a good time, dude, Tiger, would you say that's pretty accurate?
Pretty accurate, especially Friday nights.
See, I'm saying that.
Shot clock every half hour, man. Listen.
Right.
Yeah.
And
See, I feel like
somebody
I'm the
in the
same
chat-
way. Like,
Somebody in the chat, which will remain nameless, will redeem a shot on a Monday. She will remain nameless, Miss Cooley.
A shot for me or for you?
For me.
Oh, because I'm drinking. I'm about to say shit.
I know. Yeah, she'll redeem it on a weird time, 2 in the afternoon. I'm like, wait, what? Like, all right.
Yeah, she got
See,
that's right though.
that's the difference right there. Like, Tiger's on here every day DJing with a business plan. You know what I'm saying? I'm on here like DJing every day going, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Is it too early to crack a beer yet? Or
Never.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not against that either, though. I'm not against that. It's just that you got to work.
No, I'm saying I'm with you. I'm the same way. I have no agenda. I'm just like on here playing music and like trying not to get drunk too early. You know what I mean?
But, yo, because here's the thing, man. Like, this is about. It never changed. DJing for us never changed. Right. When you go into a club or you want people to have fun and enjoy themselves, whatever it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that dynamic never changed. When you start wearing, like, and I'm not saying we're doing it, but I'm saying when you got people out here that's wearing, how many people in the room, man, look, if it's 5 people and all them fuckers had a good time and they come back tomorrow, that's what we're here for.
Guess what? Right. They're going to tell 5 people.
Yeah. Right. But, you know, like, that's the important part. Like, that's the purpose of playing the music. Like, to me, you know, like, what kind of music we play is about us. Like you said earlier, when you do your set now, you like the set. You like, hey, this is not something where guys said, okay, I'm giving you X amount of money to rock this. You're saying, I'm going to play this. You know, like, sometimes I do requests. Sometimes I don't. It just depends on, you know, yo, what is it? If it fits into what I'm doing right now, the BPM and the genre, then let's do it. But if it's, you know, play me some fucking, you know, Art Link.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about? You see what she did? See?
You talked it up, though, Tiger. You talked it up.
I know.
Hey, you know what, though? Real talk, man. Shouts to Miss Cooley for showing me the importance of my life. Because I was in St. Louis and rode with Miss Cooley. And Miss Cooley jumped 3 lanes to get off the interstate with me in the passenger side. And I, in that moment, understood the importance of my life. So shouts to Miss Cooley. Because I realized, you know, I want to live. Some people don't know if they want to live or not. They think I want to live. And I thank you, Miss Cooley, for that.
Word up.
Hey, I'm dead serious.
No, I believe you. Yeah. Word up. Shut up.
That woman jumped 3 lanes. If I scream, I'm going to scare her, and then we'll both die. I'm like, you know, no. Like, I got to be cool.
Word.
But, Jeyone, so let me ask, so you do you still make edits?
Yeah.
Just for you, though, right?
Yeah, and I'm due to, like, let some go, man. Like, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I want to get my Bandcamp, like, popping and stuff again, and kind of get, like, you guys, like, start putting up some mixes and edits. You know, I kind of have this, like, a little idea of how I want to do it. I just got to start doing it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, and I mean, so that tying in with Mai said earlier, and I think you too, any of us that were old school DJs, you know, we do understand the crate's got to be different. You know what I'm saying? You can't like, even if like some people will listen to something and say, hey,
yo,
man,
we didn't see him pour that. That was probably water. That was probably water, straight up.
Nah, I wouldn't fake that.
I'm just fucking with you.
Nah, it was Vecca.
He poured it off camera. That's all I'm saying.
Come on, man. Don't have him redeeming us. I got work to do.
Sir. Hey, where's your bottle? Where's your bottle, sir?
Nah, it's in the kitchen. Nah, for real, I wouldn't fake that. It was Vecca. Funny. Vecca, was it Vecca pineapple mango?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, so yeah, I mean, you know, we understand crates. You know, it's nothing wrong. I don't mind sending people some music to ask me for it, but I'm not sending. You know, you got people out here sharing they damn whole drives and shit. I'm like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I mean, straight up, man. I want to sound different than everybody. So, you know, even like the joints I play from like other cats, like a lot of times cats will be like, yo, who made this edit or whatever in the chat. And I'm like, I don't want to say because, you know, the person's out there like, you know, I always promote my homies like Jim Sharp, for example. Perfect example. That's my homie right there, right?
Word?
That Eagle joint?
Oh, yeah.
That's... We need to get y'all two come back and do the show.
Yo.
Yeah, we can
edit. Oh, my God. That's my joint.
He does it the right way. You know what's
But yeah, that's the homie right there. So, you know, I always, every time he comes through the chat, like I'm always like, yo, go join his Patreon, get his edits. And that's all I need to say.
Right.
Like, you know, because like, you know, I don't want everybody to know exactly which every edit I'm playing and who it's by so they can just go get that immediately. But if you listen to what I'm telling you, you like what I'm playing, go join his shit and you'll find the shit that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
so, you know, nobody wants to dig anymore and whatnot, but.
You know what's even doper about that is that you're actually sending them, you just said it, you beat me to it at the end, you're sending them to dig. If you really want to go through the catalog, listen to the music, see what's in there, and then let your ear tell you what you want to purchase. You know, then that's your set. You know, I don't, like, we probably both go to Jim Sharp, but get different shit.
But
you know what I'm saying? And that's an important part of it, man.
I discovered Jim Sharp by digging on SoundCloud back in the day. I think it was like 2013, 2014. I was just going on SoundCloud one night looking up like Wu-Tang edits or some generic shit like that. And his After the Laughter joint popped up. And then I listened to that and I was like, oh my God, like this is the perfect edit of this song I always wanted. And then I went into his page and listened to all the rest of them, and like every one of them is fire after fire after fire. And it was like the whole original Dusty Donuts format of the they would take all the original tracks that were sampled, they would put that beat underneath it, and then put like the words to the sampled song to the beat, which is like at that time was for me a style of that I was chasing. It was like I was already making my own versions of those kinds of edits because I was just getting tired of like listening to like, you know, the hip hop version of whatever song at that time, like, you know, whatever it may have been, right? After the Laughter is a good one. Not that I was tired of listening to Tears, but I was always like, man, it'd be nice to have a version of this song to play without them rapping on it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and it was just like when I discovered his shit, I was like, oh, this is dope. So he wasn't even on, I don't even think he was on social media at the time. He just had SoundCloud. And then I found out about the whole Dusty Donuts dudes, and then it was a whole record label of different producers, editors that were making the same style as him. So I met that whole crew, and then I just started buying their 45s, and I would make Instagram videos of me cutting them up. And then that was how I met all those dudes. You know what I mean? Like I met, and then eventually Jim Sharp got on Instagram, and I guess it was probably weird for him to like join Instagram, and then there was like some dude that already had him tagged in like 20 videos of me like playing his 45s. You know what I mean? So like that was how I met him, and then met the whole rest of the Dusty Donuts crew. You know, so
you know,
big ups to Jim Sharp, man, straight up.
Look how this dope. Joey Crash is dope, man.
Right. Well, yeah.
Flips.
Joey Crash was part of that. He was with that other dude, right? They had the Mix Fits.
Yeah, Mix Fits.
Yeah. Florida or something like that, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. I talked with Joey Crash some, but he was on Twitch for a minute, then he disappeared. So I don't know, man. I got to try to see what's going on with him. But that's the cool part. Like to me, is if you're able to meet and talk to some dudes that are creative with it. But
right.
I'll say I think the one thing about your version, and Tiger probably said as well, man, is what it has done is it's actually helped me take the time to focus on making edits for me that I would like done the way I want to mix them.
Yep.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So that's been the benefit of being on your version is that I flip songs that I may do it live and then say, oh shit, I want to do that, make it an edit or make it a remix or make it whatever. And I'm old, so half of them I actually remember, the other half I forget. But still, when you go back later, like on Saturday night or Friday night or whatever, you're just looking in your crate and you go into your folder with your edits, and then you get that reaction from the crowd. That's dope.
I was telling him earlier when before we went live, I was working on something when I was DJing earlier today, and I was like, oh, I just want to blend this and put a Wu-Tang on it. You know what I mean? Just like a regular blend. I ended up taking the drums off, making my own drums, putting all these other elements. Now it's a whole rework that I can't wait to play them all. And I like how it came out. It took 6 hours, which it originally was going to take only like 1 hour, but it went from just, a simple blend to like a whole bigger creation, So I'm going to throw on Bandcamp now and everything. But my point was like, that's Your Version show expanded for me my palette of not just doing blends, now just reworking shit and just making something,
or even stepping outside of genres,
different. Like really making something Your Version don't sound like this.
Yeah, it's many. The one thing about the Your Version crew is a group of different DJs that play different type of music. So rotating.
Y'all, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, rotating the acapella challenge actually gives you exposure to something that you might not mess with normally. So
or something you have in your crate that you didn't normally mess with.
Exactly.
Remember, I had some acapellas I never used because I didn't think it was going to fit. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, shoot, I can use this.
Yeah. And when Jeyone comes back, I want to ask him about producing. Now, I know he does edits. Does he make beats or not? Where's he at with that?
Right.
Answer on that. I mean, because, the thing is, like, and like me, when you got DJs, dope DJs, usually they're not going to be bad producers. It is not going to be bad producers. Now, what I will say is what you may have happen is a DJ that makes edits that may not be, he might lose his ear. You might lose your ear some for fire, what's hot and what's not. And that's usually comes with, it's almost like boxing. It comes with success. The more success you have, I think the harder it is to come back and do something else.
Right, because you're not as hungry anymore.
Yeah. So I do think that holds true. I've seen some DJs at the top of the game that were doing production, and you hear like, oh, two DJs or a DJ and a well-known producer gonna come together on a project, and that project was, wood in the hood, and I'm like, God damn, bro, this is what y'all came up with. You got brand new equipment out here and all this. So, but that to me comes with success. You know what I'm saying? Too much success, and sometimes, you just to make a beat. To make a sound like we were talking about what you did earlier, you reworked everything. So you just kept the acapellas and completely redid the song. That's like your that's you got to be confident that what you're making is hot, and that goes back to crate digging.
Yeah, and I also I had the mind state of like you said, when I growing up, listen to Ron G making something, taking a few elements of something to make it a blend. But it's Ron G, you know what I mean? It was just like his mark. And I wanted to do the same thing. Like even with this, where all the DJs are doing their own version, I wanted to still apply what I've learned with this Raid Train and expand on it. Whether it's a video, using it. That's why I like too, like some of the acapellas people chose. I'm like, I'll look for videos, just to give it a visual. You know what I mean? Because if you videos that I didn't play, or it's like, oh shoot, they got a video. I found videos that I didn't know they made videos for. By that's also because I wanted to find a video to remix. Then also I'll be like, oh shoot, they made a video for Wu-Tang. Y'all Been Warned. They got a video for that song. I never knew that. And that was because, let's keep it a buck, after Wu-Tang Forever, their albums kind of decreased in, in value, so to speak. But damn, I didn't know they made a video for that song. So it's just like you said, it's digging. It's like making you even more creative. To me, it's dope because it keeps it fresh every week.
So for Yo Cardis, he asked a question in the chat. Mm-hmm. Explain the task of Your Version doesn't sound like this from a DJ standpoint. So from a DJ standpoint, you're going to receive 6 to 8 acapellas of versions of a song, and what you have to do is either do a mashup or do a remix of the song to make it different than anyone's ever heard. So it's original now, you know what I'm saying? and it's got to be dope. It just can't be, you put together 2 songs. I mean, it's got to be. Well, I'll say this. I think for inside the group, it's got to be something that you would be willing to play at a party. It's got to be some venue or an event. Like, I know that's my goal. When I get the crate from your version, my goal is to turn it into something that I can play later. So I believe that's my answer to your question. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I did like 2 today where it's like, yeah, okay, I can use this for tomorrow, but this shit gonna work on Beats and Bourbon.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Or this one gonna work on Underground Railroad.
I need to start doing that. As a matter of fact, so I know like Tiger's already been in the crate. I opened the crate and I played with one of the songs, but normally like when I get done with this, I'll actually start trying to bang out some beats to go over, whatever. I've got a folder. I call it the Brownhornet Beat Factory, and I try to bang out a beat, at least 1 or 2 when I'm not doing anything. And so first move for me would be look in that beat folder to see if there's anything in there that I might want to try to put over the top of any of these acapellas. And then the next move would be, depending on what I hear, if I hear something in my head, then I'll try to bang out a beat or look for a mashup. So Jeyone, I see you back. Let me ask you this question, man. So do you do production work? Are you making beats now?
I have, like, in the past. I went through a little phase where, like, I was like working on production. I actually put out like a little EP and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Really? I don't know. It was all right. Like, I love producing, but it's very hard for me to maintain DJing because, like, I'm one of those people who's like, once I get into like making beats, all I want to do is make beats. So then I like don't DJ for like, I don't want, you know what I mean? Like for like, I won't practice for like a week or 2 or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So for me, it's always been more, I just like focusing on the DJing. And, I try to, I feel like I could do more, but, I'm getting old. I'm getting a little lazy. So,
where can people go to get that EP, man? Put us on that EP, brother.
Nah, man. If you didn't get it when it was out, it's like one of them things. It's like a whisper in the air now. You know what I mean? And plus, I did it under another alias, so you would never just like. I mean, you could maybe find it, but whatever.
Okay. All right. No, I'm just asking, but yeah. So I was thinking about that because
I'll let you hear some stuff, but I don't. When I go back and listen to it now, I'm like, to me it was amateur. You know what I mean?
I got it. I get what you're saying. So, and it's all good. I'll still like to listen to it. But I know like me and Tiger were talking about how when we get in the lab, sometimes it eats up time, 6 hours, 7 hours.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely understand that.
You can get lost in that shit, man.
Hope you get lost after this show.
Yeah. That's about to happen to me tonight. It'll probably be 3 in the morning before I get finished. Like I'm trying to bang out some beats for this your version folder and then figure it out from there. But I will say this: I think like any high level DJ man that's doing production work, making edits, you're making the usual plan is you're making stuff that you're going to play yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that was the thing for me was like, I was like, all right, I want to try and make beats for a while and put out some work. And I spent like a good solid like year or 2 like really, really working on beats every day, put a lot of time into it, put an album out, and then like it didn't really get much love. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, all right, I put all this time into making these beats that nobody gave a shit about. I sold like 20 albums maybe or something like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, I'm still working on DJ edits at the same time. But the cool thing about doing that production work was it made my edits get better.
Oh,
because then I just started thinking about like, man, it's better for me to put this time and effort into my edits because it'll make my DJing sound better, and then so I'm getting something out of it. You know what I mean? So then I just started doing that, and it really helped with my version of edits because I was doing like raw drum intros and all that kind of stuff where it's just the drums, like going back by like getting to like actual drums and like remaking the drums. Just so I could have like that dry drum intro, you know what I mean? And so like cats weren't doing that back then because there was no stems, none of that stuff. Like you had to make the shit from the original samples.
Yep.
And then once I like started getting into that and like cats started digging it, like I just kept doing it, and I was okay at it. I had a couple of them that like to this day like people still play, and I'm really happy for that. But then other cats started doing it too, you know what I mean? And it just kind of was like, all right, like I'll still be making them for myself, but I just don't really put them out. But I did one for the Public Enemy Pete Rock Shut 'Em Down remix. That the house shoes still plays to this day, and like, that makes me like super proud. You know what I mean?
Oh, I knew that's right. Yo, I gotta get my
Not the
hands
house
on
shoes.
Yeah, that one should be on the Beat Junkies site. That's where he got it from.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah,
I still got access. I'm gonna go and check it out.
yeah.
You're damn right. I'm about to. Yeah.
Because I remember I went on his stream one day, and this was like way back, you know, like where he had just got on, huh?
I said I might have it. I'm sitting there thinking, I might have it.
You might, yeah. But yeah, I remember like first time I went in his stream, he was like Jeyone. He's like, yo, I got something for you. Hold up, and then he played that edit, and it's it's a very like. As soon as I heard the drums come in, I knew exactly what he was playing, and I was like, oh shit.
Selector did that to me. Went in his stream, played. He was like, yo, full blast thing, whatever. And then we talked after. This was like when I kind of first met him. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, I was following you like for like 4 years on Bandcamp. This is before I met him on Twitch. I was like, oh man, that's what's up. I felt humbled, man. That was like a dope feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah. And Selector, he knows dope music. He's up on everybody, man. So yeah, I can see that happening for sure. Because not only do you make dope shit, but like he's that type of dude who's out digging for dope shit.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Music, yeah.
And I'm about to send him this next joint I was working on today.
Nice.
Send him that. Play that shit. But yeah, man. Yo, I'm really digging this show, man. People coming through and showing the support. Appreciate y'all. You too.
Yeah, big ups, man. I'm surprised anybody wanted to listen to us talk for this long.
Word.
So that's dope, man. Yo, I appreciate you guys having me on here. I enjoyed chopping it up with you guys.
Yeah, yo, anytime, Jeyone. Come back, man.
Yeah, we gotta have you back, man. We gotta have a J1 section.
You guys just make me a co-host. Let's go.
Yo, that's what's up. Let's do it. I'm with it.
Tiger's the boss.
It's up to you, man. It's your podcast. You know what I mean? I can't guarantee I could be on every week, but more times than not, for sure.
Facts. So anytime, bro. I'll just send the link out, and then
cool.
Be on.
Monday night is usually a pretty chill night for me. So as you can see, I'm just sitting here chopping it up with you guys for hours, and it's all good. So,
and you know what? Speaking of Monday night, before we get out of here, Monday night they play football, right? So I was worrying. It was like, maybe I don't know if people gonna watch football, or whatever. I know me myself don't really give a shit about football right about now.
I don't give a shit about
Black
football.
Friday game.
I don't know shit about football.
I actually was gonna cut up a Jets jersey live on the air, but Tigers told me, nah, just keep it. Just keep it. You never know. I was this close. I was about to cut it live on air. I was about to cut up my Jets jersey. They are an embarrassment to football.
So are they doing really bad,
bro? Like I can go try out to be a quarterback right now.
Salah's still my dude, though, man. He's still my dude.
Yeah, well.
I agree.
Defensively, yeah, and that's what's bad about it because we got a defense that can take us there, but our offense is the exact opposite, bro.
Aaron Rodgers come back, y'all be a different football team.
We'll see. If the Jets curse continues, he might rip his Achilles again.
Then if that happens, then it's a real curse. You need to cut it loose. You know what I'm saying? Because they did some type of sport. I watched that. They did some type of sporting procedure that experimental shit on him to try to get his turnaround back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is the Jets we talking about. So please
shout out Mrs. Sparkle in the chat. What up, Mrs. Sparkle?
But yeah, man. So yeah, definitely next week, man. We're gonna have Kev Brown. Hopefully we'll have Grap. I didn't hear back from him to give the go ahead, but we definitely got Kev Brown. J1, like I said, bro, you're welcome to come back.
That's DMV right there.
Yeah, man. So
I remember Kev Brown used to work at a record store up there. When I first moved to DC, I went into a record store that was in like Southern Maryland, and he worked there. I was like, oh shit, that's Kev Brown.
Yo,
so that's a real ass dude, man. I mean, like,
he's been cool people, man, no doubt.
Yeah, man, and come on, like, been killing it on the beats for years. Word. Yo, I think he had the best remix album of the Jay-Z Black album joints.
Yeah.
When he did I think he called his the Brown album, right?
Yeah.
I think, right? Yeah, I remember I bought that vinyl. I remember I had that vinyl. They put that shit out on vinyl like not long after he made it or whatever.
Wow.
Yo, I wore that shit out, man.
I bet.
Yo,
yeah, it's dope. He also
Brad
had a dope rework with Grap Lover.
Word. Yeah, I mean, I know they're always doing mad shit together.
What's
you know
up, Cream?
And then there's another dude up there, Damu.
Oh, Damu the Fudge Monk.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh yeah. Damu did some stuff with rest in peace, MF Doom.
Probably. I'm not. It's not registering at the moment, but you're probably right. I mean, he's done a lot of stuff with a lot of cats. That dude is phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Let me know. Yeah, I'll send it to you, Jeyone.
Word.
Blend it up.
And then
joint on there.
he had that record label. Like I think it was like him and K Def did it together. It was the damn strong. It was like they freaked the whole like definitive something. Damn, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank right now, but they had a record label and they had like other. It was mainly just to put out it's called a redefinition records. They called a redef, and they use that label to mostly just put out like Damu and like K Def, and then they also put out some other cats. And they had this one dude on there from Germany, Klaus Layer. His beats are insane.
Wow.
And they're all made on like the SP 1200 S950 combo.
Wow.
So like he was making those kinds of beats with that equipment in like 2012, I think is when they first started putting his stuff out, somewhere around in there. 2012, 2013. And like all his beats just sounded super dusty. Like crazy, man. You know what I mean? Go check that shit out. That shit's fire.
Definitely. Snow Goons are dope too.
Word. I'm not like super familiar with them, but like definitely a couple tracks I've heard is dope. Yeah.
Yeah. They got the joint with them and Skazoo and
Word. Torre, probably.
Torre, yeah. That dope. That joint is crazy.
Word.
Yeah. But yo, big up to the chat, man. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. Right now, we're going to go to a channel called Movies, Shows, and Sitcoms. Since it's late, they are playing the whole Wu-Tang Saga Season 1.
Nice.
So I know it's like late, so people want to just chill. You know what I mean? So bring y'all over there from Twitch, YouTube peoples. I see y'all. Thank y'all. Mustafa, Power, Anton, Cream. Thank y'all for coming over. We will be back next week. DJ Seth Mix, Chris Camouflage, and word up, man. And Reboot, man, always my brother.
Word,
thank you.
For love, you already know, man.
Word. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Twitch Tuesdays, your version 98 DJs that got remixes or blend them. Go hit that link for the 100th. Show all week long. It's gonna be doing your version raid all week.
Jeyone, I'm sending it to you now.
Word up, I appreciate that.
Jeyone, my brother, always, man.
Always,
I appreciate both of you, man. Word up. Appreciate you having me be part of it. Big ups to all fam in the chat.
Definitely.
I'll be on tomorrow DJing for my 7 people. Let's go.
No, hey man, we need to fix that. Chat room, we need to fix that, man. Word up, man. The kid, he's too he's too good for the culture, man. We need to fix that.
Hey man, I'm old. You can call me kid whenever you want, man. I'll take it.
Hey, well, yeah, I'm the oldest fella in here, man. That Chinese black #1 worked good on this thing here, bro.
My wife hates it when I'm like, yo, show the kids some love. She's like, you're not a kid. Stop calling yourself the kid. I'm like, damn, I know I'm old, but damn.
Yo,
you gotta let me know.
Nah, big ups. I appreciate both of you, man. Yo, much love.
Much love, bro.
I'm sending it to you right now, man. So just if you see something you can jump in on, man, let's do it.
Word up.
Word.
I appreciate you, brother. Chat room, man.
You already know, man. Chat room.
Salute
y'all. Bring y'all over to the Wu-Tang Saga. And we'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Word up.
Big ups.
Much love, y'all.
Peace.
Real DJs matter.
Word. Let them know.